you were KOA, then J-Core, right?
I know.
Or did J-Core own KOA?
I was General Electric. I was B-Lo. Then I was Gaylord. Then I was General Electric, Gaylord, B-Lo, J-Core, Clear Channel, iHeart. 6 owners and countless general managers. Fuck, Mark, I was here a long time. I mean, if you think about it, so Peter was at another station and then came over.
Oh, yeah.
But he predates me on radio in Denver because he was on radio a few years before I even got here. But as far as this company, I predate him.
When did he go through his coming to Christ? When did he go through his own rehab and shit? Was that before you even knew him?
No. No, he was a wild motherfucker.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah. Yeah, and he and Berg, Alan Berg, Ron Zapolo, and then I was the odd man out because I didn't do anything.
But they were all wild as shit.
Yeah, and then when I got, they were all here before me. And then
How about Hal and Charlie? Were those guys? I heard one got booted.
No. Charlie was. Charlie was Hal. Yeah, Hal's a great guy. Hal Moore. Charlie Martin was a fucking drop down.
Okay.
Awesome.
24/7.
Oh my God.
Remember the dog bite bill from yesterday? That he's on. So I just don't want to keep
Oh my God.
How do you think
Guys, we're on. What's up?
What's up, buddy? You're on. You know, thanks. A little chair.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by Become the Banker. And today we're talking about money all day. You know what we do on this show? If we have to sum it up. H-E-L-P. That's why we use the Beatles song Help. It defines my career, and thanks to you, it's effective. Why? Well, listen. Some people say it's the singer, not the song. Other people say it's all about the music. I say it's about the audience. Truly, honest to God. If an audience reacts properly, we can have power. You see, we don't try to change your religion or change your politics because everyone agrees that you should never be ripped off. Welcome. Okay, I've been doing this, going on 40 years here in Denver, recovering millions in cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, live on our radio stations, and live whenever you, well, not live, but downloaded. Today we're talking finance. Become the Banker is really a cool investment. Become the Banker. What does that mean? Well, how would you sum it up, Mark? How would you sum it up if you had to? If really, I've never asked you, how would you sum it up?
I would sum it up a very conservative
safe
investment. Well, extremely safe. In fact, I don't think there's really any downside to it.
Never had a default 125 years.
Yes, and, you know, a good 4% on your money over the time.
Yeah.
Good way to build a college fund, good way to build a retirement, lots of stuff.
And what you do is definitely it outperforms most investments, especially CDs and junk like that. So you overfund your life insurance. Life insurance is frosting on the cake. The purpose is not to get life insurance. You overfund it. And then what you do is you borrow from it periodically for yourself. You use it as your own little credit card or bank and pay yourself back. And after you do that, you build up more, and then eventually you borrow from it permanently and don't pay it back for your retirement. And then your death benefit pays it off. If you want to find out more, becomethebanker.info is my video. Or becomethebanker.org to sign up for a seminar, becomethebanker.org. Okay, let's talk. Brent Ivinson from Ideal is here. Stephanie Thomas, a real estate broker from Colorado Springs that we use. In the Springs area. Frank Duran, a little under the weather. He's still working, but we didn't want to spread his germs around the studio. He's with us in spirit and probably will call in. We're talking real estate and money, and of course, as you know, we never have a one-topic show ever. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about, you can rant, you can rave, you can ask. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Adam, welcome to the show. How can we help you, Adam?
Hey, Tom, I talked to you yesterday about my dogs and animal control.
This was a weird problem. You set it up by saying this happened 2 years ago, so bring us back 2 years ago. What happened?
Okay, it'll be 2 years this May.
What happened?
My husky got out of the yard. Animal control picked him up about 3 doors down from my house. The guy put him in the cage on the truck, reached in the cage after he shut the door to pull the noose off of his neck, and the dog bit him. And
now how do you know that? How do you know it happened that way?
My neighbor saw it.
Okay. Did the handler admit that's the way it happened?
Yeah, I think it's in the report.
All right, but no matter what, it happened, and then what? 2 years later, almost 2 years later, what's happening now?
I got a bill in the mail for a medical bill for $2,000.
Now, is this the first bill, or did they send one and you just never got it?
Nope, this is the first one.
For $2,000, is it for medical? Is it for pain and suffering? Is it for what is it? Is it an actual medical bill?
It's a request for $2,000 for the city for a medical bill.
Okay, the city is assessing you $2,000.
Yes.
Well, that's not going to be automatic, you know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying is that they can't just assess a bill automatically. There's got to be some kind of adjudication. So, did you contact anyone?
I haven't yet. I just got it in the mail.
Now, I would assume the city would go through workman's comp, right?
Yep, workers' comp.
And then that insurance company, whether it's Pinnacle or a different one,
would try to subrogate.
That's right, and go after him. I mean, that's probably what happened.
But first of all, they're within their rights, within the 2-year statute. Do they request payment? Do they demand payment? Do they say, what does it actually say, man? What?
I don't have it with me. It was just a request for payment.
But did it say, resulting from a dog bite that happened on this date, or did it reference it? Did it make sense? Just give me a little setting.
Yeah, it said it had the date and time, and it was all right there in the letter.
Okay.
But
your homeowner's insurance will cover it.
Okay.
Except if you never reported it, you may have a problem. They may deny it.
No, there was just a loose dog ticket. It was like $25, and it was all done and taken care of.
Oh, that's right. There was nothing to report. You didn't even know there was a problem.
Nope. But my question is, aren't they trained? Is there some kind of procedure you don't put your hand inside a cage?
Well, that doesn't matter, okay? That part doesn't matter. Well, comparative negligence, but you're not going to go back in time and fight this. It's too long. You can't go back in time and now have, should he have, did he do it right? You don't have witnesses. You don't have pictures. You don't have testimony. Forget that, okay, Adam? Forget it. What you need to do is simply put it into your homeowners, or pay it, or just don't ignore it. Just tell them that it's been too long ago, and you don't feel your dog was responsible, and it was normal risk for the job. Anyway, that's all I would do. Adam, really, you have no problem, in my opinion.
Tom, yes. He may have a problem letting his homeowner's insurance company know he has one of the bad 10 dogs.
This is Deputy Clint. What Deputy Clint is saying is, and by the way, any dog bite you put in with your homeowners, you most likely will not get renewed, or not renewed. Or, in order to be renewed, they will demand you get rid of the dog. In most dog bite cases, no matter what the dog. Now, as far as the 10 bad, insurance companies, there is no such thing as the 10 bad list. There really is no list. But many insurance companies have dogs that they discriminate against. Some of them do not. But almost every insurance agent or broker will go nuts. Clint, you're talking about Pit Bull and Rottweiler and what else? Dobermans. And
if he lied about it on his
Huskies on that list
too, that could be an issue.
Huskies are on that what list?
Husky and Akita are on that list that goes around.
On your fictitious, yeah, you mean on the psychological, scary dog list?
No, I've worked for insurance companies. I've seen it come in print that in some companies it's not universal.
They might have a policy that says we're not going to insure these dogs for sure, but there's no universal list. Here's the deal, okay? They can do what they want. They can discriminate against dogs. Yes. They can discriminate against dogs, and you can't do anything about it. Let's talk to Pam. Hi, Pam. We have lines open. 303-713-TALK. 303-713.
I can't stand those Labradoodles.
8255. What? What are you talking about, Labrador? They're beautiful little dogs. I love them. It's a great mix.
They're weird.
They're okay.
First of all, someone's being a mad scientist coming up with some of these breeds.
But you know what? That Labradoodle, man, are they smart? Oh my goodness, and they're fun. So what's going on with you, Pam?
Hi, Tom. Well, I hired a company for some remodeling in my brand new home.
Flooring and Beyond. I see it right here.
Yes. And what happened is they were not only doing flooring, but they continued to kind of talk me into doing other things, remodeling the kitchen.
I like the way you put that. They talked you into it. Okay, so let's get to the problem.
The problem is when they had the completion date, which was 22 days late, I had written in the contract that it would be $200 off the total pricing.
For what?
So for the total job, for $45,000.
Now, what do you mean you wrote it in the contract? I mean, you just put in that this will be a $200 discount.
Right. For every day that they're late from the completion date that they promised.
It's called, okay, we've had people do this before. Now, you can hold people accountable to a contract they agreed to, including late penalties. However, it's a very difficult thing to do and almost never works because the delays have to be egregious and beyond their control. And I want to see what you wrote. Did you actually type up this entire contract?
Actually, the owner of the company typed this contract.
Okay, then where did you put your amendment?
The amendment is in, there's so many different
Well, just tell me where it is. There's got to be somewhere you wrote that down.
Oh, yeah. It's in there. It
where?
Says...
Just tell me the paragraph number.
I know. All
right. Here. It's okay, Pam. Don't rush. Go look at it and tell me exactly where to find it. Meanwhile, I'll look, okay? And then we'll talk about it. In some cases, you can hold people accountable. We have a lot going on today. Real estate, mortgages. Okay, Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Basically, what are the rates hovering at right now?
You know, you've got 30-year fixed rates sitting at 4.375% on a conventional mortgage.
Now, I heard an ad on the radio today. A company I never heard of. But they were advertising 2.87. Now, what is? How do they do it?
It's fantasy land.
Well, what does it mean?
It's not accurate.
They said, hey,
it's likely a national ad that was running late last year that just hasn't been updated. You know, because even when you look at even 10-year rates are not at that level. You know, you're sitting in the low threes for a 10-year mortgage today.
And that's just the way it is.
Well, the other thing you need to pay attention to is they may have it all built into the APR, so they may be charging you an excessive amount of fees to buy that rate down, which, you know, we have a lot of people right now with rates rising asking, hey, does it make sense for me to buy my rate down? It almost never makes sense for people to do it. It's just, you're spending the money to get a rate.
We are at 4.375. 4.375. Stephanie Thomas.
On a what, a 15 or a 30?
That's a 30-year fixed mortgage.
Stephanie Thomas, you're in real estate.
Yes.
Are you seeing an effect?
You know, we still have such low inventory right now. We're not really seeing a slowdown yet because inventory is so low. In El Paso County, I've got 1,000 active.
And that's not a lot.
Nope.
Okay.
That's single-family condos, townhomes, the whole bit.
And that's so you have more buyers.
Yes.
Way more buyers. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I urge you to get your calls in. We do have open lines, which is very unusual. If you have a problem, a question, a complaint, if you want to rat someone out because they're just bad people, or you want to rave about someone, you can do that. Century RV. Let's start talking about vacations. I've always joked RV means real vacation. Anyway, Century RV opened up a new place, relatively new now, since the first of the year in Lakewood. They're expanding from their location near Longmont. It's I-25 and the 119 turnoff. That's north, I-25, 119 turnoff. They're expanding to Lakewood. They have both locations open in Lakewood. It's a 32,000 square foot indoor showroom everything indoors. You never have to worry about the weather. Century RV, the largest selection of used RVs. Century RV, new units as well. New camper trailers for under 10 grand and $50,000 discounts on Big Iron. 303-453-1111. 453-1111. CenturyRV.com.
So, Tom and Mark, Drew and I have a question. We were going to pull Friday's show with all the Dave Anders stuff for the next best of. We're thinking ahead. But the next best of is on a Monday, and that's a Friday show. I mean, we thought it was a good show.
We don't care. It's fine.
Okay.
Hey, Clint, let's next break. We'll try to call that Dusty dude. Let's
He
call,
pulled this
try to call
one,
him now.
so no passing.
4 point.
4.375.
Right.
I got 2.65.
It's like free money. It's awesome. That's the thing. We had
15.
You know what? For that, it's worth having a mortgage. I mean that.
Oh, totally. No, it is. I mean, it's just
Numbers will. Oh, we're not going to see that anymore, are we?
Be
honest.
No, I don't. We're going to have to see a massive meltdown of some sort or another to have that happen again. Although we keep hearing from a bunch of bond traders that what's going on with the stock market right now and everything else, it's way overcooked. That we're in for a huge correction, and what
And they're all going to blame.
You've got a tug of war going on right now between the bond market and the stock market, and the bond market's taking a stand to say, hey, look, you got to get the stock market's way overvalued. This is crazy.
I don't
Dan, the man is.
I know.
Or Mark, is iHeart guest faster or slower, or I wouldn't even notice for than TSN as far as Wi-Fi? Huh?
I've never heard anybody complain about it.
It works. I would have.
I'm just downloading.
Your stupid Mac doesn't have an Ethernet cable. I'd plug right into the high speed.
I'm uploaded. Oh, I just need my adapter, which I don't have.
Yeah. You know, I might have one in my bag, actually.
Do you have a Mac, the new one with the USB-C?
No, I don't.
I have yeah, you have the one with the regular USBs. No way.
No, I've got Ethernet.
Yeah, you have Ethernet, but you don't have. Well, actually, though, if you do have it, I can adapt to adapt to adapt to adapt.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I'd have to adapt this little mother. Is this the only Ethernet you have?
Yeah, that's it. That's the only one.
How do I do that? So what is this called? Is this Firewire? Oh, no,
Yeah.
Lightning or Firewire?
Lightning or whatever Apple's version.
Okay, I don't have that adapter. Oh, this is wonderful, though.
Yeah.
So here's what I have. I have these new ports.
Yeah.
They're all USB-C.
Oh, wow.
For everything. That's all. For everything.
Wow. Do you like the new one? Is it?
No. I'm sorry I upgraded. I upgraded when it first came out.
No, I
love the feel. In fact, there was no reason to upgrade. It was just, this is the worst upgrade I did. I don't know why.
Really?
Let me just, oh God, you're going to fucking cry. Now, you see how nice that feels?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
God, this
That was like it was 20.
Okay, watch this.
Yeah, it's too black. Yeah, no.
They're clicking. They're clicking.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen. Would you fucking do it?
So, Mark, what do you think on that?
They deferred the payment 30 days. It's due in fucking 9.
What?
It's due in
What
8
is-
days.
what?
iHeart's.
Well, we know they're not going to make it.
Well, I don't know, man.
They're not going to make it, Mark. They don't have the money.
Yeah.
It's a strategy.
Or a tragedy. One of the two.
Did you leave a message
The
for
company's
Dusty?
too big to fail.
I left him a message that
Oh, I don't know about that.
she's going
It's
to be
not
on
too big
today
to
if
part
he'd like
out.
the opportunity to defend himself.
Perfect.
Who's that? Give us a call.
Dusty
What were you saying,
Lobsinger,
we need
another
to go for all of
guy.
your follows.
He only took 15
Brandon, what were you
grand.
saying?
2 sleeves.
So one of my originators, his brother is the president of Double Line.
Double.
Double Line, a big bond fund group. Goonlock, you hear him talk all the time. So I talked to Joel's brother, and he says, you're going to see one of two things happen. It's either going to blow right through 300, and we're going to see a massive jump up in rates, or you're going to see it completely correct and go right back down the other direction.
But
probably settle with rates in the high 3s again.
Now,
Says we're going to the high 4s.
are we going to have a recession or inflation?
Well, here's the thing. I think a recession, but because you look at the inflation, like
We have all the signs.
They talked about well, and again, remember they happen just about every 10 years.
Low unemployment,
Yeah, right.
low interest.
Here's where I think the problem lies, and this is
Never in history have we passed a tax cut when rates are as low as they are and unemployment is at their current levels. It's like they're at a poker game and they've laid every card on the table and they have nothing else to gamble. That's it. But here it is. And then now this spending.
I don't want to be caught with my pants down.
I don't know. I mean, how do the prices of homes here? It is
You shine like a star. You know who you are. You're everything beautiful.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. SimplyFloorsInc.com. What is that? That is a place to get floor coverings at rock bottom prices and the best quality or the same as all the rest, but better people doing better things for you. I can't say enough about people like Buddy Mitchell at Simply Floors. He simply takes less profit and simply delivers more. And you get all, as I said, the same as the big boxes. Now, he has a buying group that keeps his prices low. You go to his website to make an appointment. You'll never be sorry. Free designer services along with carpeting, and it's true designer services for the whole house. Simply Floors, Inc. Like Incorporated, SimplyFloorsInc.com, or drop by 52nd and Ward, the showroom. Evening appointments available. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Pam. Okay, Pam, let's go back to you. You say that you wrote a late penalty clause in your contract. By the way, we've had this happen just recently where someone asked about it, and I thought he would never collect it because there were too many, it was too much, and not only that, but it's difficult to assess someone a late penalty without proof that it was their fault, because to just do it just because the contract says it doesn't always work. So where is your phrase? I want to examine it.
Mine is right under time of performance.
Well, give me a number, please. A number paragraph.
It's under number 2, but it's letter A.
Okay, Dan is going to find it for me. He doesn't think I can count to 2, but okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Time of performance, and you say, this time is of the essence. Contractor is obligate to try its best. That right there, okay. To complete, it's ambiguous. Complete his project according to the deadline specified above, and then be penalized in amount of $200 per day starting on July 26th, 2017, if above scope of work won't be completed by 7/25/17. Inform homeowner, blah, blah, blah. And then for each day of payment thereafter, homeowner to pay $100 delay fee. Now, what is that for? That is make all payments in accordance. Okay, if you don't make payments, you put a little thing in there for you. Okay.
Well, so Tom, he was 21 days late. He sent me an invoice. I immediately emailed him back to why I disagreed on $7,800. That's all we're talking. Out of a $45,000 bid, $7,800 we had a discrepancy on. He never replied. He
Hold
never
on.
Worked with
How much is the late fee?
Well, he's charging me $100 a day and 24%.
Wait a minute. He's charging you, but okay, then what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So tell me, how did you calculate his late fees?
Oh, because he was 21 days late. So 21 times 200 is $4,200. So I was taking $4,200 off of the $7,800 balance. Well, instead of him talking to me about it, he put a lien on my house.
Okay, and he has a right to do that. The $7,800 balance, what is disputed there? If there was no late fee, what's disputed?
Nothing. If he was on time, I would have written him a check for $7,800.
Now, when you didn't pay, he invoked the $100 a day penalty?
And the lien.
Right, but the $100 a day penalty, he can't charge you 24% without some kind of notice prior. You don't have a financing agreement, so the 22%, the 24% is arbitrary. But the $100 a day, that's pretty well specified there. And how much does that come to?
Well, he right now saying I owe him over $20,000.
No, what I'm saying is, how much? When was payment due?
Payment was due back in August.
Well, tell me how many days, please. I hope you did this before you called, because I can't do it live on the air. Do you know how many days late you are in payment?
No.
Okay. Here's what you have to do, Pam. Add up what you owe him, because if you're going to demand the $200, he can demand the $100. You guys, I mean, you don't get off. I mean, you said you want $200 a day. He wants $100 a day for non-payment. The fact that you didn't come to arrive at a settlement doesn't mean that you don't have to pay him. You didn't attempt to pay anything.
Well, I sent him a check for $3,000, but he wouldn't cash it.
Okay, well, here's the deal. You're thinking, I want to get my $200 a day penalty, but he's not going to get his $100 a day penalty. Why is that? Why do you think you're allowed to get a penalty and he's not?
Well, because I was going to pay him no matter what.
Well, okay, but you didn't. You didn't. I mean, and what damage did you have? If you wanted to talk, what damage did you have by him being late?
Well, him putting a lien on my house doesn't help
What damage
anything.
did you have by him being late?
None.
Okay, so...
Oh, well, I'm sorry. No, I couldn't move into my house.
Okay, what damage did you incur?
I had to keep I had two mortgages.
Okay, all right. Then that's one. But here's the deal. That justifies the $200 a day late fee. But I need to know how many days late. I can't do this live. Okay. Can somebody do it for me? When was payment due?
Payment was due on August 24th.
Okay, so let's just say September. You owe for all of September, okay?
Mm-hmm.
September, October.
It's going to be
November.
6,000.
November, December, January, and let's say February. So 6 months. I mean, 6 times 30. I'm just doing rough numbers here. 6 times 30 times 100. So you're going to owe him 18 grand, and then how many late fees does he owe you? Subtract
4,200.
Okay, so subtract 4,200, and there you got it. You owe him the 13,800 plus,
which is the price of the contract,
plus the balance. Well, I don't know, but Pam can't get out of this. If she's going to, I'll tell you this: if they both agree to walk away and just pay the balance, but if she's going to insist on a late fee, you're going to pay a late fee too. That is the problem, Pam. I can't help you go after this guy unless you want to do it according to the contract.
And who wrote the contract?
She wrote that clause.
Oh,
no.
Man. No, he put it in.
He put in a $200. Well, that's good. Then you both. But did you suggest it, or was it in there anyway?
No. I suggested.
You had input. This is what you call a mutual contract, meaning it's construed equally against each of you. There is no way, in my opinion, you're going to go and try to enforce a $200 a day penalty and totally disregard your penalty. You have no reason. You could have paid that guy in full and then gone after him on a dispute, but you didn't. So just because of that, I can't help you. You're going to end up owing him money. Now, let's talk about the lien. Did he actually lien, or did he give you an intent to lien?
No, he liened.
I suggest you call him and you start negotiating.
When did he lien?
A settlement.
He liened within that 90-day period, whatever the last day was.
I believe you should negotiate a settlement. We wouldn't mind helping you, but you have to at least start a conversation with him. Okay? And you have to come off. Listen, it's like this. I am sorry we got into this. I was trying to negotiate a settlement, and obviously I was late. You were late. Let's come to a settlement. Karen's got a rant. Karen, what is your rant?
I'm so over people and their snowblowers.
Why?
Shoveling. I happen to be a letter carrier.
Yes.
And I drive around my neighborhood that I deliver to, and people, it blows my mind.
Why?
We are so starved for we're so starved for moisture because of our high desert situation.
Yeah.
And these people shovel and snowblow all of their snow into the street rather than putting it on their lawns.
So much for rain, sleet, and snow.
Wait a minute. I think they put it on the street. Don't they put it on the street for plows and storm drains and all of that rather than the lawn?
We don't get plows in neighborhoods. You get plows on county roads and highways. Yeah. So
okay.
They make a
so that's her rant. And listen, you're allowed to rant.
Clint, get her address, send her a box of tissues on behalf of all of us.
Karen, by the way, I think that is kind of selfish, snow blowing into the streets, especially when there are no plows. It is.
How about when the plows come through and put all the snow from the street in front of our driveways?
I'm with her.
That's cool?
I'm with her. I think that if you're going to snow blow, put it somewhere that doesn't affect others, like in your yard. Fix It 24/7 will have an expert at your home, and right now you'll need it. If you have any problems with your heat, your HVAC, or your plumbing, Fix It 24/7 will send a licensed, insured, bonded expert for $39 to find the problem, no matter how long it takes. $39, not a penny more. And if there is a problem, you will get a full written report with a recommendation of what needs to be done, and if you accept it, they will credit you the $39. Here's the important thing. You'll never get the level of work, the quantity of work, the value of work for a better price anywhere. Fix It 24/7. And right now, if you mention Martino, you get $700 off a furnace if you need it. $700 off. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
Now, on that contract, she paid him the balance minus the $200 a day. She paid him that. He didn't cash the check. Now he's charging $100 for every day difference.
Have we talked to him?
No.
Oh, so he was. She
paid him the balance minus the $200 being laid, right on time. He didn't cash the check.
That does make a good point, Dan.
And that's why he is.
How is she going to prove that?
There's a date on the check.
Yeah.
And she tried to call him, and he wouldn't call back.
Why would he do that?
Because he didn't want to pay the $200 for being late.
He didn't want to pay
the $200 for being late for they didn't do it. But he would not negotiate. He didn't return calls or anything.
The judge is going to have to look at
it. Absolutely, but I think Tom gave the wrong stuff that she should fight this at the lien.
I think she's got
and she charged him 24%.
He still has to perfect that lien. I mean,
he does.
Yeah, he's got to bring her to court.
Yeah,
well, that's when it'll be made out. Or the lien will fall off.
Does the contractor have to do to the best of his ability?
That's where the
yeah, that's such a gray area right there. I mean, he could say I did the best I could,
but he wouldn't deal with her. He just did the lien and had the $100. So you're right. A judge is going to end the deal, but I'm going to call her back up.
I actually got a bigger problem with that wording.
The other thing on the snow blowing, you're not supposed to blow your stuff on the yard. You cannot use water twice.
What the fuck? You can't use water twice.
You cannot wash your car on the lawn and allow the water to go on your lawn.
You can't use the water from your dishwasher or anything.
Because you're using the water twice. I know.
The city owns the water.
Wait, what was this?
You can't use water twice. Like
no, wait a minute.
You're like
when my dog drinks water and then pisses in the yard, you're telling me.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like gray water, unless they just pass the law.
Like, here we go.
You cannot use gray water to water your lawn. Like water off your shower and stuff, you know?
Different water owns the water, and they have a right to do with it whatever they want.
Right. After you use it once.
So you're telling me my well water from the lower dock.
No. I'm not talking about water. I'm not talking about water.
You came in.
I'm talking about water company.
You chose to live with your water company. I am my water. Okay?
Yeah, you don't have
I will do with my gray water what I choose.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't.
You're a totally different thing.
That's right. So what are you bringing up this fake info? You hear this shit over here, Brent? He says shit, then he has no examples.
No, the post office person that's bitching about him blowing it on the street. where if you put it on your lawn,
How did you leave it?
now you put it on the lawn.
The lien.
It's a stupid law.
Let me
I
ask
totally
you.
agree.
Let me ask you this.
You would also
Let's say you're in Ann
start
Arbor,
negotiations with the guy. There's nothing
Oh,
you can do.
and it never actually
And you
melts.
told her that, so I can let her go.
How would you
And then
deal
the
with
lady
that?
wanted to thank you.
Then you're just moving their water.
I'm saying.
See, you don't think things through.
I'm not saying it's a good law or anything. It's stupid as hell. Now, they might have
You
changed.
must have said
And
something.
you know what else affects it now?
It wasn't
She
long
wondered
ago.
if
You
she's a
couldn't
watcher.
capture
Did you mention
rainwater.
it on
Right,
the
that's
video?
what I'm saying.
Well, you can't
She
now.
was like, I just want to thank Tom.
But you can now.
Okay, that's in the same law there. I don't know if it was from gray water.
That rainwater tax thing that controls where the rainwater goes now.
Rainwater tax.
Oh, God, yeah, we got killed at the hangars. There's a rainwater. If the water, rain that falls, doesn't soak in the ground, or then you have solid areas, you get taxed the hell out of it. It's on your taxes.
But that's
I don't know, man.
Got your roof area driveways.
Then there's been
I
a
gotta
bunch
tell
of
you,
stuff
bro,
around
I live in Freighttown. I don't think I have that tax.
No, it's federal. You have it. It's on your.
What are you talking about?
That rainwater tax. That affects all.
Stormwater assessments. It's in your sewer and water district. That was
It's a federal thing that went after anything you have that does, water doesn't soak into, like the hangar, it's 100%. There's no asphalt. It's a
And where do you pay that tax?
The federal, it's paid into your, that's my dad where it goes into.
I've never seen a tax.
Oh,
You're
God.
talking about houses too. But
Yeah,
sewer,
your house.
sewer and rainwater, stormwater. With sewer districts, you always pay a
It's federal.
watershed.
It's a federal deal. It's a federal
I
tax.
could pull up a bill, but I don't know if
Yeah,
I
find
will
it.
find it because I've never been billed for it. So there's a problem.
It's sneaking into your stuff somewhere.
I've never been billed for it. Hey, Tom, how long has it been in effect?
A couple of years ago, we're getting about.
I mean, I'm not. You're right. I'm not just saying. I just have never seen it ever.
It adds up to about $7,000.
Same thing with gray water. For all your.
Yeah,
not for-
$7,000.
There must be something for commercial, maybe. It must be something.
No, my understanding is that they count driveways, roofs, and all of the rain. I'll find it. I'll find it. It's a weird, but it's out there.
Let's go.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Oh, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. So, Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, and Stephanie Thomas, we've been talking about rates and stuff. So, in the long term, Brent, do we know what rates will do? Any ideas?
You know, they've calmed down as of late. I mean, we basically have seen mortgage rates climb about 50 basis points or 0.5% over the course of the last 30 to 45 days. So, as we rounded out the end of last year and got into the first part of February, we started to see some pressure on rates, and that ultimately has moved. Now, the thing to keep in mind, okay, on a $250,000 mortgage, this increase is $70 a month. So it's not like we're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but
over the long run,
but over the long run, it is real money.
People can still refinance, right?
Absolutely. You
Okay.
still have almost 40% of homeowners, believe it or not, in the last study that we've seen, could benefit from rates. I'm amazed at how many people still call us and have 5.5% on their current mortgage.
Wow,
Yeah.
I know. Now that's what's amazing to me is why people don't refi. It'll always pay. I mean, not always, but it'll always pay if you are going to stay in your home at least 3 years.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, typically
Tom.
our typical break even is month 4 or 5 at the longest.
All right,
so
month
it's
4
not,
or 5.
yeah.
There, it's even better than I said.
Yeah.
Tom, what's going on with you, Tom?
Hey there, Tom.
Hey.
I had a tech from Fix It 24/7.
Oh yeah, which deal did you call on?
The $39 furnace tune-up.
Oh, the tune-up where they disassemble the dang thing and clean it like new, don't they?
They did. I've never seen my blower taken apart.
No, and they lubricate and adjust, and it's amazing.
And we've got an electronic air filter,
Cleaner, yeah.
air cleaner, and the electrostatic. He took everything in. We've got a bathroom in the basement. He put everything in the bathtub, cleaned it up, cleaned the housing up. He was there for at least an hour and a half. It was Nick. He did such a fantastic job.
Well, that is great. I love when people give me results and give me feedback. I'm going to say something. This referral list is my heart and soul. That's why Home Advisor can never compete. That's why Team Logan can never compete. That's why the what do you call it? Angie's List can never compete, because it's what I do. I am doing it every day. This is what's real. What's happening, Bill?
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to get your opinion on starting a new business. Everybody's having trouble with their guns, and I'm thinking about...
Wait, who's having trouble with their guns? I don't know what you mean.
Well, they're going out and shooting people.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a problem with guns. That's true. That is true. People shooting people is a problem. That is a problem with people.
Yeah. If you got a bad dog, you get it trained. So I'm thinking about obedience for guns. And I've got guns that are really well trained. They've never shot anybody, and most of them are loaded. And so I'm thinking...
You think we need to start a program to train guns?
Right, because they seem to be out of control of shooting people.
Okay, I get you now.
And I'm thinking about if they associated with my guns a little bit, which are very well trained, and had more of a family atmosphere, I think they would come out really good. So I think if I don't know the legal... how to get people to deliver their guns to me so I can train them, but, there may be some legal...
Okay, I get you. Just, you know what? I know what you're saying. I get it. Did you see the video of the guy that sawed apart or took, he destroyed his AR-15? He said, I want to make sure this never has the potential to harm anyone.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so... he wanted to make sure it doesn't harm anyone. And what Bill is saying, just train it better, Because I've never known a gun to pick itself up and start shooting people ever. But maybe it's happened. Hey, listen. We want your problems. If you think someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped you off like a Dave Anders, we're still after him. Are we getting that meeting with the DA?
We're actually meeting with the with the homeowner today afterwards. We're going to have Mark Szymanski out there to check it out with Genesis, and then we should have a meeting with the DA this Friday.
Dave Anders is a lying, thieving ripoff. That's my opinion based on all the evidence, and it's based on the fact that he took $68,000. No one disputes it. According to the Colorado Contractors Trust Act, you're supposed to put that money in trust for the job you're doing and not spend it on anything else. He cannot account for the money. At first he claimed he did the job. He did $68,000 worth of work, which is crazy. He did, if you gave him credit for the shoddy work he did, it would be about $10,000. That's if he did it right, but that has to be redone. He has done nothing correctly. If you have Dave Anders on your premises or you've had him at your home, you better check what he did. And most likely you haven't had a job done. We have never found a customer, not one. Listen to this. Not one customer has had a job completed by Dave Anders.
He also acts like a clown. Leaving that voicemail.
He's an idiot.
If you call up his number at 720-338-9018, you never know what you're going to get.
And sleazebrigade.com, of course, that's a website I've had for years, but I'm starting to feed it with more sleazy people. It's just the opposite of referrallist.com. It's sleazebrigade.com. Sleaze, and that's spelled S-L-E-A-Z-E, sleazebrigade.com. Please look. Dave Anders is the newest member of the Sleaze Brigade, and you got to watch out for this guy. Seriously, you got to watch out for him. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk about real estate as well. If you have any questions, we'll take them. We have so much happening here. You never know what you're going to hear on this show. Absolute rate on safety when it comes to real estate. I know you guys, and Stephanie, there's a joke in the real estate business that home inspectors kill deals, right? I mean, it's kind of like a kidding thing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, you recommend home inspectors.
Of course.
Here's the problem with home inspectors. I've always said this. It doesn't matter what the problem is. It's the unknown that kills people. I've had people say, oh, you have this, you have this, you have this, you have this, and they go, oh my God. And they're thinking thousands and thousands of dollars. And I've always said this, if there was a company that could just give you a price, so then, Stephanie, when you're at the bargaining table and you get this giant list of objections and of problems, but then you say, however, it's valued at about $1,300. Oh, all of a sudden it's not big and scary. This is the biggest problem with inspections. So now let's turn that into radon. If you have a high radon number, immediately people think, oh my God, it kills a deal. But you don't understand this. At Absolute Radon Safety, first of all, the testing you should get done if you're going to sell your house before you let someone else do it. And that testing starts at around $20. That's right. That's how little it costs. But here's the best part. If you need to mitigate radon for any reason, if you need to mitigate it, 98% of the systems that they do, $899 done. And then they retest to prove it. $899. And even when it's a special case where it's tight crawl spaces in different areas, it's still not much more than that. 303-880-0682. 303-880-0682.
We did it. We got it. Yeah. I can find no federal tax anywhere. I'm looking. I'm Googling it. Rainwater tax. I can't find it.
Tom, Mark, Dan, Dave Anders changed his number. That number's no longer working. I just got
Let's find his new number.
You can only.
Then we'll give that out, I guess.
Rainwater, 110 gallons. That's all you can get.
I gotta find it because we're paying that. For it.
Now wait a minute.
What do you mean?
I was going to tell you something else, but
rainwater.
walked right off my
Oh, it did it really?
Let me ask you this.
2 barrels. No, I say that. You can only have 110 gallons capacity.
But then you could use it.
Right. Oh, you can't harvest rainwater. It's a
No, you can now.
But
There's a certain amount.
They changed the law.
But there's a limit.
Yeah, but you can use that and keep gathering it, right?
I don't even know.
They said Sea Dog is off.
You know, I would, if we weren't paying a huge damn amount, what's the date today? I mean, what's the day? Wednesday?
Yeah.
There has to be
No, I
something.
heard the numbers that we were expecting at 7.8%.
Let's click the PDF.
Yeah.
We can't be wrong.
Let me go call somebody because
Yeah.
find out how much it is. It's a lot. I don't care how much it is. I want to know what it is because we can't find it. Yeah, I know. That's what's worrying me.
This.
No, I'm looking at down and I've got a buddy of mine. Looking around down.
The Hickman was past the gray water and the rainwater.
Buffalo Ridge, which is
The gray water thing, they can now, November 9th, 2015, went Quality Control Commission put it in effect.
I don't see any rainwater tax. Do you guys?
That would be funny, they tax you. Hey, you guys got an extra inch this year.
Well, he's saying
I've never heard of this title company.
I normally jump on, or in Colorado, I'll jump on it.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Thousands in excess interest and payments.
Cinnamon Mark Major with 3770 Paris Street. I was good. Are you doing the closing? I'm a little confused here. Well, the only information that was sent over wasn't from your title company. If you guys are traveling titles, the only information I have whatsoever is from a completely different title company. Hold on.
Maryland has the rainwater tax.
Yeah. So
The only thing I have sent to me is from land title. Well, all that's fine. I still have no idea who's doing it. I don't know what information you need filled out. The only information sent to me as of right this second is from land title. I do plan on being present, so that's why I needed time. Well, I know you do, but apparently Greg doesn't, because this is a fit phone call I've had to deal with or email. So I just need to know a time. I will be present for closing. And the money needs to be wired. And then I'll release the document as soon as they hit there. That's all right. Mark, M-A-R-C, Major, M-A-G-G-R.
25% on a regular price item under $50. That's right, 25% off on the product of your choice. And only Ace has the
Yes.
love. And
the advice you trust. So hurry in and get your 25% savings. Now through Monday, only at your neighborhood Ace. Offer valid with coupon at participating stores through February 26th. Limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon.
Well, he's interest only. It's whatever the note was. I mean, I'm happy to call you afterwards and tell you exactly what it was. And depending on what day we close, which I still can't seem to get out of him, is going to be how much it is.
To start saving, Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network
Okay.
and Humana. Walgreens participates with other
Well, then it's simply going to be most likely, I got to look at the note, but a negative because he's interest only. He paid us X amount at the beginning of the month for interest, so it's going to be, whatever day we close.
Have you ever heard of polybutylene pipes in the Springs? The guy's going to have a question about selling a house down there with polybutylene pipes.
I'll call you
Just
with
to give
that
you a heads
probably.
up. I don't know what that means.
But once again, I mean, I can't give you an exact number, so I know what the price is.
I can get you a different chair.
No, we're good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This is the only show of its kind anywhere. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Remember that for auto repairs. What I love about Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair is their honesty and their 1 hour of free diagnostics. And really, the most important thing is right now, with transmissions, they do all repairs, of course, on all cars, especially classic, antique, older cars, and new, but they do all repairs. But when it comes to transmissions, they have their own machine shop. They rebuild in-house. So how do you know you need a transmission? That's the problem. You don't. If you have a problem, they 80% of the time can tell you what it is. If they can't, and it requires a tear down and reassembly, if you don't have the work done, they will give you a complete price that will do the tear down, the inspection, and then the reassembly if you decide not to have the work done. They're not going to hand you a box of parts and say, get lost. That's what a lot of places do. So here's how it works. You go there or call them, and depending on your car, you'll get a flat rate to tear it apart, look at it, and put it back together with new seals if you don't fix it. Okay? That's how simple it is. 303-781-9858. And if you decide to have it done, you'll have it done at a better price than anywhere else because they do it right in-house. No markups, no middlemen. 303-781-9858. They're on South Santa Fe Drive, just south of Dartmouth. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Let's go to the phones, okay? We got a lot going on, and Stephanie Thomas is with us. She's a real estate broker. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, could not be with us. He's under the weather. Stephanie, what's the sweet spot for houses right now? You only have 1,000 in the Colorado Springs area. When it comes to inventory, it's very low. Brent, do you have any idea of the inventory in Denver right now?
You know, Stephanie just pulled it. We were up at almost,
what is it?
Total active in the Denver MLS is 4,399.
Wait, 43.
Single family.
Single family.
4,300.
399.
That's it?
Detached single family in the Denver area.
Oh my God,
MLS.
that is. Can you only 4,333 homes for
low
sale?
inventory. That's why KBH is up 2-3% today.
All right, so
the whole country's that way.
What's the sweet spot?
You know, down in Colorado Springs area, under 200,000, I have 33 active currently. If anyone's looking to list that they're thinking they're going to fall in that ballpark, you have almost no competition.
Well,
yeah.
Under how much?
Under 200, I have 30.
What do you get for under 200?
You can't get anything anymore. Okay.
It's tough.
Speaking of selling houses, Mike, you're selling a house.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, what's your problem, Mike?
So, Steph may be familiar. I live in Old Farm in Colorado Springs. Been in the house for 20-plus years. House was built in 1985. It's got that polybutylene, I think it's pronounced, the pipes, which failed all over the place in Colorado Springs and probably other places. So my issue is, I've been here 20 years. The house is 30-plus years old. We've never had an issue.
Yeah,
we're looking to sell.
However, you're going to have an issue when you sell because it's not mandatory that you replace it.
If, it's when.
Yeah, it's going to fail. But there are new types of plastic pipes that I absolutely positively love. Okay, but you're talking about polybutylene, the old style.
Correct.
Okay, so what is your question?
So I'm curious for the realtors, and somebody can tell me. So I've heard it's kind of a upfront. You're going to have to concede or make.
You have to. First of all, you have to disclose it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's visible in my house. You can see it. We have a finished
Hold on.
basement,
Is it considered a defect, though?
It depends.
But does it have to be disclosed specifically?
Absolutely.
Does it
It is asked on the seller's
All right,
property.
hold on, and we'll come back to you and talk about this and more. Polybutylene and other things. What about aluminum wiring? There may be a time in your life where you...
cliffhanger if I ever heard.
Why are you going to be on the
So Stephanie, here it is.
Because I've never heard of this title company. It's some goddamn whack job traveling title.
Who started this thing?
It's called,
Adams County did do it.
Let's put it this way, I don't trust her with $1.2 million. Traveling title. It's a county tax, it's called traveling Dan. I don't want to travel Dan money.
We're seeing a huge scam around wire.
Oh, sorry. Just quickly. It is not a federal mandated tax. It's up to counties to implement it. They're
sending big wiring instructions.
Feds came up with it, and it's voluntary for
So
counties
what
to
a
do.
lot of title companies are telling you.
Maryland has a rain law.
Call us.
Yes,
it's voluntary.
More wiring instructions?
That's why I never heard of it. I'm more scared of just this title company.
Adams County would do that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll get it.
No water leaves their property. They receive no water.
It's called traveling title.
Oh,
It's
traveling
really new.
title.
Why? They're barn roofs.
I thought you said land. That's what I thought land.
There's one review.
We get killed.
I can probably get you.
Well, actually, I wanted your chair and your laptop.
I can probably get, I can get you
Duran told me
a
he's
headphone too.
listening and just wanted to talk about stats in the Denver metro. And he's really poor guy.
We had to
Told
put
you.
in.
No, I'll get a headphone because I got
Every
only
time we built,
split.
we had
All right, yeah.
storm sewers.
Mikey.
What's up, bud?
What's up, dude? There's one review on this.
Hey, the computer's running great. I did the install fresh.
Everything's better?
Yeah.
Good.
Jesus.
As long as he doesn't get more crap on it.
Well, that's not going to happen, but, you know, at least you have the software in hand now to go wipe it and reinstall again.
What do you make of that?
What?
There's one review for this title company. One.
Who reviews title companies, for goodness sakes, really? Think about it.
What really ragged us, Tom, is we went to all the meetings. The county attorney said we were going to be affected because we're on county land.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You are.
Yeah.
And you're saying the double it. You lease from them,
Yeah.
and then have to pay them.
And they told us at every meeting we would not be affected.
What they know about them.
Travelingtitle.com.
So it's
Did
something
your buyer
that we're busy fighting real estate.
It's marijuana, so I guarantee that's why they could. I guarantee Land Title said, "Fuck off." There's marijuana involved. I have no doubt about it.
Whatever.
Why they brought up there was marijuana in the building is a whole different story. No one gives a shit. So why they say it, I don't understand.
What kind of building was it? Because they can really destroy some properties with the hooking up the rain systems.
I don't give a shit if they destroy it. None of that matters to me. Honestly, it doesn't.
He owned the building.
The land itself is worth more than what he owes us, so I mean, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, okay.
It's totally irrelevant. I'm going to tell them they got to show up with greenbacks or fuck them. They want to play marijuana cards and go to some weird title company. I want cash.
I want cash. I want a briefcase of money.
What does it take to be a title company? Can I open one?
About 10 grand.
The problem is, since they're in the dope business, they probably have the cash.
Man, it does, honestly, it is super easy to open up. It does not take much. Got to get a couple underwriting relationships with people underwrite the title, and you're off and running. It's literally, you have to have a $10,000 net worth to start a title company. You're trafficking and coordinating
because they have to
$30 million
that's why
worth
title
of
companies
transactions on
want
average.
wires or something verifiable. They don't like to take cash.
Oh yeah, there is. It's not, but it's not huge. I mean, we looked into it just because we.
There's no way they pull back a wire, though, right?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Ever.
Well,
I'm not talking if you're, El Pueblo selling some goddamn cocaine or something.
Hey, yourself. You said it yourself. You're dealing with the marijuana guys.
I wonder, like kidnapping. If you wire money into kidnapping, and the feds are watching, you get your money back?
You care.
What's that, sir? Let's open a stem cell clinic. We can. We have to not hire an RN.
No, all you have to do is become a chiropractor.
Did you go to the show?
Yeah.
Did he talk about how shoddy it is? Anybody can do it?
Yes. And there's nothing we can do about it. The FTC might be the one I'm going to talk to because
now wait a minute. So, these chiropractors.
I went out to the Art of Granite and I You didn't have
We
to
got
a
a warehouse or something, Mark, yourself?
If you're doing amniotic fluid, you can hire.
Yeah, he,
my wife's RN.
I loaned the guy money on it, and then
You
he
don't have
just
to be a
sold
doctor.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Go on and, run it.
That was funny, you know.
I doubled up, so I make,
It's not regulated yet.
I buy it for
They've got a bunch of problems on their end first.
$6.90 or $7.90.
They don't.
I bought
they
it
don't
for
even know
$6.90 or
what they're
$7.90.
to define yet.
I think I closed in 13.
Okay.
I sell it in 15 for 1.65. He just sold it for 2.4. It's been a blessing to multiple people. I knew he'd make at least 2.1 on the sale if he waited 2 years because they were finishing Peoria. It's right next to Peoria.
Okay.
I didn't think he'd get 2.4, but I was pretty sure he'd get 2.1, 2.2.
Yeah. Right.
But he's cash flowing over $20,000 a month on his 3 tenants that are all marijuana. I was surprised he sold it so early.
Right.
I think this whole new Trump message spooked him a little bit. It didn't spook many people.
Yeah.
Plus, you get an extra marijuana discount on that, don't you?
Oh yes, I get 10% off all edibles on Wednesdays after 3.
I'm dying.
Only off the gummies. Though.
When the Rockies hit 3 home runs, I get a free joint.
Wow.
Mark, you know how that's hurt people? We're killed on our hangars. We can't put anything in but airplanes. If we could put marijuana in those hangars, we'd be making a killing.
Yeah, but the airport's federal, right?
Yeah, but what's happened is it's made the rental rates on those big commercial properties go through the roof because of marijuana, and we're taxed by square footage, and so we're getting killed renting to the cheap guys. If we had marijuana in there, we'd be making money.
Yeah, but God Almighty, can you imagine marijuana at an airport?
Yeah.
If they,
The FAA would love that.
If they triple our taxes like they're trying to, we're going to do it. They can fight us in court all they want because it will kill
There's
us.
nothing to fight. Federally, you can't do it. They can just say, hey, you can't do it, and take your shit.
Well, it's like down last year, you know, they had marijuana on the ballot down in Arizona, and you had hedge funds that had already pre-negotiated warehouse deals all over Phoenix.
Did it pass
everywhere?
or
No,
fail?
failed. And they had out clauses for you to get out of it.
You know who was running ads down there to not do it? Our
That's hard
government.
as hell. And they drive the ballot.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
Is Pro Auto going to call
That's
in?
big
look
business.
at what it's done here at the warehouse.
I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Pro Auto Care, the car nannies. I'll talk about that in a minute. We got so much going on, talking about real estate, talking about loans, talking about that area of our lives. Things are about to change, people. Things are about to change. We're not sure exactly how, but all of the indicators are there, all of the economic indicators, and it could be a problem. It could be a problem for those who are overpaying for stuff right now, and a lot of people are overpaying. We'll talk about that. So let's talk about Pro Auto Care. Do you know when you go to Pro Auto Care, because of their guarantees and their benefits, 36,000-mile warranty on everything they do, and roadside assistance, no matter where you are. Think about this. That's virtually all the time. When you go to Pro Auto Care, really, you're always going to be in protection. Pro Auto Care, they have 2 convenient locations, near Evans and I-25, near Bowles and Santa Fe. So go to 303proauto.com for more. And the thing that I love about Pro Auto Care is their reminders. I love that they take care of me and let me know what's available, what I need, when to do it. They just keep track of my car for me, my car nanny. And they do fleet service as well. 303-PRO-AUTO. So Mike is selling a house with polybutylene piping, plastic pipe. It's failed. They continue to fail. There is no doubt that people will have a problem with it when you go to sell, especially home inspectors. But I've always said this. The danger with home inspections is not the problem, but the mitigation. People they're afraid of the unknown and therefore will not buy a house. I was one time bidding on a home. It was the most beautiful home I've ever seen, and I don't own it anymore. But it had a number of things that were not completed and problems, like with stucco. And like really, stucco can be a nightmare, and they did not seal it in proper places. So I had one of the best stucco places go out, and I said, what would it cost to fix everything? And I got a price. And I did that for every problem. I had sent Excel Roofing out there to check the roof. Then I had a price. The price to fix everything in that house and make it perfect was $120,000. But for others, it was insurmountable because they didn't know. So I was able to then bid based on that. I was able to bid and make it solid, saying no contingencies. They went, oh my God, let's take it. So, Mike, when you go to sell your house, you don't have to replace the pipe if you don't want to, but it's better if you did. But you have to have a price in mind, a solid price to allay the fears of those buying. Wouldn't you say, Stephanie, the unknown is what kills a deal?
Absolutely.
Stephanie Thomas, real estate broker, go. So what would you do if you were him?
So if he was my client, I would advise him to have somebody come out and look at it. They can give an assessment of its current state. It is a question on the seller's property disclosure, so he does have to disclose
but no matter what,
yes, this is there.
But no matter what the state, people still are going to be concerned about it.
Absolutely. But having a professional say that it is good as it sits, then that's going to help him should he not want to go in and do the replacement up front.
So I guess my biggest question is, as the real estate market, you're in El Paso County, so our house, it sits on a quarter acre in a cul-de-sac, a very desirable neighborhood, mature trees. Our house is amazing. We've been here 20 years, never have had an issue with the pipes, right?
Okay.
So my question is, it was disclosed to us. I had a plumber, friend of mine, come look at it, and he said, don't buy the house.
Right.
That was 20 years ago.
I know that. People are going to have a problem.
You know what? I'm willing to take the risk.
Right.
We love the area, love the neighborhood, love the property.
Brent is a lender. Would you have a problem? Let's talk. I mean, is that possible? The lender says, no way, this thing could be leaking all over the place.
Brent Ivan's an ideal
so here's the thing. Appraisers, we're going to rely on what the appraiser says. The only time we are going to have an issue with that if it comes up on the appraiser's appraisal. And it's, again, the appraiser's not going to get into that. They're not home inspectors. You have a lot of people who feel like, well, hey, we'll come across inspection issues. Why didn't the appraiser note this?
Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. He's on the phone right now. Frank, what would you do? Obviously, it has to be disclosed. But what would you recommend the homeowner do?
Hey, friends, good to talk to you. We're talking about polybutylene piping, correct?
Yes. What would you tell your customer?
I would, in my opinion, have somebody who specializes in that versus just a general inspector who knows a little bit of something about everything.
And what would you do? Would you recommend they replace it before they put it on the market?
Not necessarily. They could put it on the market, and that'll be negotiable. Maybe the buyer would buy it and be willing to replace it themselves. But it's something, obviously, like Stephanie said, it has to be disclosed, especially now that we have a new seller's property disclosure.
A new what?
We have a new seller's property disclosure.
Is it more intense?
Actually, it's more simplified, Tom. Instead of yes, no, or I don't know, the answer is just either yes or nothing, or you have to explain it to the right.
Okay. Now, Mike.
Yes.
I think you just list your home.
Just to simplify, so to get your guys' opinion, if I'm going to list my house and I have to disclose it, would you recommend listing it, considering that needs to be done, or should I list it, go the best price, and then negotiate on the back end to get it replaced?
Well,
that's up to you.
If there's no problem with it right now, right?
Correct.
So big deal. You just list your house at whatever you'd list it at. If they bring it up and it becomes an issue, then do what you want to do on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mike, we've had problems. Look, I had one time that had severe mold, and we disclosed that up front. The seller had no money to take care of this issue, and we still sold it well over the asking price. It's all negotiable, and ultimately it just comes down to where the market is. And in this kind of market, I don't think you have to do a lot of replacing before you put it on the actual market.
Yeah, and I have no idea what it would cost. I have a 4-level house, 3,000 square feet.
But get a price, though, so you can throw it at them. I would even have a written proposal.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so I don't think you'll have a problem. Frank Duran, the real estate man, now that you're on the phone, let's talk. We talked about stats in Colorado Springs. People don't care about stats. They don't really mean anything. But as far as inventory, it is tight.
It is very tight, Tom. In fact, right now, as we speak, we have 6,273 properties on the market. About 2,500 of those are condos.
Right, that's what we said. So about 4,300 or so are houses.
That's right. And for single family, the average sold price was $490. The median was $416. The sweet spot is still between 300,000 to 400,000 for single family, and for condos we're between roughly 200,000 to 300,000. But here's an interesting fact: first-time home buyers accounted for about 32% of the home sales in Denver in 2017. So we still see a good portion of first-time buyers out there as well.
Okay, so it's still a good market. The rates
I negotiated 2 contracts last night. Both went under contract well over the asking price.
Okay, I think we have a danger of people being buried in their homes once again. It's a little different this time. They're requiring more equity, right, Brent? It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, there's still programs, though. FHA 3.5% down. CHFA, Colorado Housing Finance Authority, you can get in for $1,000 down. So there are still grant programs.
But I don't think we'll have the level of default.
No, there's not. The lending is tightened up significantly.
And of course, the biggest offense was we're not people walking away, but commercial real estate. Oh my God, commercial real estate was so overpriced. Yeah. It was ridiculous. 303-713-8255. Lisa, what's going on in your life?
Hello?
Hi, Lisa. What's happening?
Hi. I actually have 3 questions, but I'll just do 2.
Sure.
One is for Stephanie. She said there's some $200,000 homes in Colorado Springs.
No. She said if you have a home under 200, it'll sell immediately.
There are 33 currently active in El Paso County under 200,000.
Only 30.
She'll find you one of them if you want it.
It's for a friend. I don't know. He wants to live in the mountains. I don't know if he might consider Colorado Springs or not.
Well, I don't see why he would. It has nothing to do with the mountains, really. But
I mean, there's probably lots of places in parts of the mountains for under 200, right?
Not necessarily.
No.
No, value up there's increasing as well.
It's crazy. I work in the mountains. It's crazy.
Is he new to Colorado?
No, he's not. He used to live up in the mountains, and now he wants to move back up there. He's living in a motel, and he's using all his savings to maintain the motel because he can't find an apartment. Apartments are very expensive, so the motel keeps raising their prices. So he's got to make a decision here pretty soon.
Is your friend working with an agent?
To my knowledge, no.
If you'd like to have him call me, I'd be happy to talk through some criteria with him and see if there's anything I can do to help him.
Yeah,
but under 200, I mean, that's just a tough market in general right now.
Oh, my goodness. So, Stephanie Thomas's number, it's 719, of course, 687-2052. So it's in Colorado Springs, 687-2052. Frank Duran, the real estate man, what are the homes under 200 in the Denver metro area? Do you have any idea how many?
Boy, I could find out real quick.
Okay, find out. Let me know. Hold on, and I just do it. Don't rush. I'll come back to you. 303-713-8255. She had an insurance question. Lisa did, and we're going to get our insurance expert. Okay, Lisa, what's your insurance question? We now have Compass Insurance Group on the phone, and let's bring up Jeremy. What is the question?
Hi, Jeremy. We had a proposal for about $40,000 to fix the hail and the gutter damage on a rental house we own. The insurance gave us $25,000, and the roofer, quote unquote, handyman construction came in at 19 because there were some things that we decided not to do. It was too, what the insurance gave us was nothing as to what it would cost to really get copper.
So the insurance total claim was how much did they grant you? Total.
$25,000.
25, and you got it done for?
About 20.
For 20. Okay.
Do we get to keep that money?
Yes. Explain it, Jeremy. Explain it, Jeremy.
Yeah, so insurance claims are typically paid out on 2 payments. The first is going to be actual cash value, and then if you get the job done, they pay what's called recoverable depreciation.
However, some I just want to mention something, Jeremy, because I know where she's going. When I said you keep the money, there are some companies that choose to give you a check and simply don't care. They don't. But in your policy, they're really only required to pay the replacement cost. Isn't that right, Jeremy?
That's correct. And they're really only required to pay the actual cash value if you don't decide
of course.
not to fix it.
If you don't get it fixed. But once you get it fixed, the rest of the money comes. However, they don't have to they don't have to give it to you if it didn't cost you that. Lisa?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, so do you have an issue? Was there a reason you were asking?
The insurance company sent us a letter saying they wanted to see all the bills paid in full.
Of course. There's two reasons for that. One would be to possibly mitigate the loss and pay less to you because they're only required to pay the damage. Or the
under most circumstances.
Under most circumstances, they don't even ask. You know, they just let you keep. They just, if you're happy with it, they're happy.
Well, I'm saying you can play your own GC, your own general contractor, and you can get 10% of the job for overlooking it. And there's ways to keep that money.
Yeah, but here's the deal: some insurance companies don't care. Others will nitpick you, and you're not going to get more than you spend. Okay? Now, being your own GC, you spent the money or you spent the time, but you're going to have to justify it. So that's the bottom line. But the other reason they may want to see those invoices Mark paid is to make sure there are no liens or anything. You know, I mean, Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking, have you already received all the full amount?
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking they just needed that. Typically, when they're asking for that, that's to release the second part of the check. So if they're asking for it after, honestly, that's a little unique. Usually
yeah, it is.
They
usually
before
don't.
They send before they send the final payment, because that's what that final payment's predicated off of.
We already got all our money.
Okay, so they might. Here's the deal: if they're asking for it, they're allowed to. I mean, that's the bottom line.
I would follow up with sending that in, for sure.
All right.
I would agree.
And we have to take a quick break. But when it comes to insurance, there's a lot of misunderstanding. Art of Granite will outfit your kitchen with countertops, and you can get prices on the phone. Imagine that. Go shopping. Call Art of Granite. You know what? No one else is going to give you a price on the phone. Art of Granite is so proud of their pricing, their quality, their work. Here's what they do. They'll ask for, some measurements and maybe a photo or two, and then give you a price. And, of course, that price may change by a few bucks depending on the countertop material, the actual slab, the custom edges, sinks, cabinets, but not by much. You will love the way Mitch Fleury at Art of Granite does business. He's a direct importer of granite and quartz and other natural stone. All counter material is done wholesale, so you don't pay a markup on that. He's only charging for fabrication and installation. He does the bathroom free. When you have the kitchen done, he hauls away everything free. He serves the entire Front Range 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net.
So it's how many under 200,000? Denver and 7 county metro?
Denver area, well, Ari, Colorado, is 231 under 200.
That's higher than I would have thought, yeah.
Yeah, but that's everything, though.
Yeah, that's
That's your condos, your the whole shebang. Just full Teller County, the mountains of the springs.
Vermont property? No, I'm looking for the lot for sale right in front of us.
Of that, I'm thinking is going to be.
I can't believe how much they get for these lots.
They have wells there.
Yeah, you can get water rights to all that. No, this probably, it's vacant land. I really doubt it's got a well. I mean, it could.
What would cost to drill that?
Depends on deep.
50 G's?
No, I don't know. No. Septic system might be 50 G's.
I had it quoted 50 grand.
Depends on your depth.
Yeah.
When I look into them for clients,
Lower Dawson.
I'd say 15.
They've been shallow and
Yeah.
charged deep.
yeah,
And that's just for the well.
Ours is.
depends on how deep you have to go, because they usually have a per foot charge.
Well, some of these septic systems are.
Depends, yeah, that all
The
depends.
bubbler type that like in Gilpin County.
Dawson.
Not
Depends
50,
on.
but like say 25, 30.
I've heard some numbers there. You always have
Ours
to
is
figure it out.
approximately 1,200 feet.
Wow.
Deep.
So go ahead, tell me why it's not 50 grand.
It's probably not, I don't know if it's 50 grand. 1,200 feet is pretty deep.
That is the deepest well I have heard of.
Yeah. You probably got some oil.
The upper Dawson is 400 to 600.
I think I've been.
Do you have your
Well, look, the
actual-
Denver Aquifer is 800 to 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that outrageous.
Pretty outrageous.
Pikes Peak is, let me see here.
Up by us, I was looking at some recently with a client, and we were anticipating about 500 feet for a well, and we talked to the state. We didn't get that far. We talked to the state, and the state said, you know, that's a deep well, and you're kind of shooting the gauntlet. So my client walked. But.
Oh, they're tough, man. Because not only that, I mean, you got to hit water. You got to drill down and hope you hit a damn pocket.
Oh yeah, especially like
and then the pump for deeper yards got to be stronger.
On the granite, you know, you have to hit where it has the crevices.
And then when I take my brush and clean out the pipe, it takes me forever. What I did is I took one of the ones you use to clean glasses, you know, and I just put coat hangers on it, and I go down 1,200 feet, shake it up.
Where does your head on that?
T-shirts around.
How, you know how high your water level comes up? Because I'm sure you don't got to run your pump level down there.
Pump sits on top.
No. It sits on where the water gets pushed up to naturally. It sits a little bit below that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, the pump's usually at the bottom of the well.
Well, how deep do you run your brush?
Well, I ran out of coat hangers. I'll let you know.
He was going by expendable cleaners on the way out and see if I can give him a couple.
You know how hard it is to find metal coat hangers nowadays?
Very difficult.
I think I got some we at home. I'll bring them in for you.
They can repair most ACL tears with a needle.
I don't know, man. I have no idea where my pump is actually. I always thought, you know what I'm probably looking at is just where the electric power is going down to the pump. I mean, how far do you think my pump sits down?
I don't know.
Just
right, and that's the head.
It usually sits just a few feet off the bottom.
Of the well?
Yeah, they don't put
How the fuck would they get my pump 1,200 feet down?
No.
I've got several jet pumps, and they're long, skinny deals.
No, you want to put it at the bottom because anything comes in will cover up the pump. Then if you got any sand coming in.
No, you don't set it on the bottom. I said you set it above the bottom.
What do you set it like below the head right there?
What are we talking about?
It's not at the very
Where's
bottom.
the well pump sit?
The well pump in your well?
Yeah.
They suspend it down the shaft a few feet above the bottom.
No, a few feet above the head.
What are you talking about, the head?
Where the water gets pushed up to. Say you drill 500 feet and the water gets pushed up to 300 feet. You probably put it at 350 or something like that.
Which is usually above. Well, the aquifer could go for hundreds of feet, so obviously you're not going to go to the bottom of the aquifer.
Okay, here's a perfect example. You drill down and you get a flowing well. You're not going to put your pump down the bottom.
No, not exactly. No, you wouldn't. But
That's
you,
why they suspend
but,
it.
but that's what they suspend it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ for straight teeth as an adult without surgery, without extractions, without long time and braces, without the expense of cosmetic dentistry, which just for the front teeth, for veneers could cost 20 and 30 grand. Here's what they do, and keep in mind they have a similar program for kids that works even better, but for adults, they can be more aggressive. And what they do is they have mouthpieces you wear at night, really. And it slowly opens your palate and straightens your teeth. Then they use Invisalign braces for the last part of the therapy. It aligns your jaw, cures sleep apneas and TMJ, and straightens your teeth. You'll have a beautiful smile. Do you know how long all of this takes? 2 years. Oh, you wouldn't believe the results. Go to the website and you'll see it. It's a weird kind of website here. It's AOTMJ. Okay, it stands for Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, so it's AOTMJ.com. You will be astounded, and it's a fraction of the cost of veneers, and you'll have a beautiful smile, and it'll be real, and it'll fix all of your other problems. The new Orthodontics, 303-690-0100, 303-690-0100. So Janet is selling a home, and did not disclose, excuse me, her selling agent did not disclose something. What's going on, Janet?
Hey, so the selling agent and the seller did not disclose that there was a property discrepancy, 2 different surveys, 2 conflicting. And so because of that, there's that
No,
we're
wait a minute.
fighting over.
Before you bought it, the person who was living there was in a dispute?
Yes, with the neighbor.
And what was the dispute about?
The dispute was the property lines. There was about 10 to 20 feet in question, and in that disputed area there was a pond. So we have two things going on. She lied about where the property lines were.
Well, the survey, they don't lie about that because it's a survey. They don't go out and say, here's my line.
Right. Our survey was done. Our survey for our property was done in the 70s, and the neighbors is newer. So because it's newer, there's new technology.
Well, then nobody lied, really. I mean, it just was misrepresented.
I guess you could say that. Yes.
Yeah.
The seller did know that there was a discrepancy, and she lied on the form where it says.
I see.
Yeah, so she lied on the form because she was aware there was a property discrepancy, and she didn't tell
Right, that's where she lied. She lied by not where the line is, but she lied by not even telling you. So what question is there, Stephanie Thomas, when it comes to, and Frank Duran is on the phone, what is the question usually, Stephanie?
Well, with a property line dispute, if it was actual knowledge and material to the property should have been disclosed.
I know, but is there a question?
Now at this point, I think she'd probably want to reach out to, the seller
we
go through mediation and all of that. Essentially, she's going to want to talk to somebody
But is
legally.
there a question specifically about property disputes?
Did she have a survey done at the time of purchase that gave...
No.
No, what Tom's asking, though, is on the actual
disclosure.
Inspection objection, right?
Or the disclosure.
Or the disclosure. Does it actually say, do you know of anything about
Frank,
the property line?
Frank,
yes, no, or maybe, or whatever.
Is there a property line question or boundary question on the disclosure, Frank?
Yeah, there's an access. Any access problems, road, driveways, trails, public highway? I mean, there's a few questions. Item M. So that's in there. Encroachments, boundary line disputes.
Okay, boundary line disputes. So, Janet, she said there were no boundary line disputes, right?
Right. She lied about that.
And what is the actual...
Whoa. Did she actually answer no? Or I don't know?
I believe she said no.
Okay. Now, that's important. Now, the other thing is, okay, what is the dispute? Very briefly, what is it?
The dispute is where the property line is. So, with that property, like I said,
well, you said enough. You said enough. How much property is in dispute? Is the neighbor saying they have 10 feet, 5 feet more, 2 feet more? How much?
I don't know the exact, but it's about 20 feet. Somewhere around there. So what happens is our property just moves a little bit north. But with it moving, we lose access to both of our driveways.
That's very, very serious. So has the neighbor said to the previous owner or to you that they are looking to take away your driveway access?
They already have. They put a fence.
Oh my God, this is important. Wow.
So we used to have two, and now we just have one accessible driveway, which is still on their property.
Wait. So the one that's currently accessible is still on their property?
Yes.
They're just letting you use it?
Right.
How long, however, has that neighbor been using this line?
The neighbor just started using their survey line when we moved in.
No, I'm not asking that. How long has this situation existed?
For us, this has existed.
No, I'm not asking that, Janet. I am asking, how long has this property been this way? How long? Is it a new subdivision, an old subdivision? I'm not asking anything else. Do you know how long?
Sorry.
Do you know how long?
We live up in the foothills, and this property has been here it's been around. It's an old property.
For how long? Roughly.
Our house was built in the 60s.
Okay, that's enough. Sure. Listen, adverse possession. Here's what very seldom do people have adverse possession. But this is one case where the previous owner screwed up. If you have open and notorious and adverse possession of a piece of property, for a length of time, you can, and there is no specified length, but it's usually in the courts, common law has ruled 12 to 18 years is enough. You can literally put in a claim for that property and that they can't take it away. And in fact, you may have some detrimental reliance here. You may be able to say, you know what, based on what should have been with adverse possession, if you can get the right attorney, you could possibly get someone to fight this case for you, but it will be very costly, and then you'd have to go after the previous owner for some fees.
And
it's going to be messy.
And you still have to pay for that property the fair market value. That rule changed a couple of years ago.
She got an attorney, and that attorney has since walked off.
Why?
You'll have to ask her.
Why?
So that is the attorney. We feel he lied to us when we presented this to him back in November 2000.
What do you mean lied to you? Get right to the lie.
So okay, I'm so sorry. He told us we had a strong case because the seller just failed to disclose this. We could go after.
What was the lie the
her
attorney told you?
He told us we could go after the seller for the profit that she made. But now he's telling us we cannot go after her for that. We can only go after her for the damages.
Of course.
Which is only about 10, 15,000.
Well, how do you figure the damages? Hold on, and we'll just come to that. You know, Janet, I'm going to tell you something as a friend. Okay, I'm serious now because I'm listening to you. You're going into this thing psychologically the wrong way. Okay, you are right when you said the owner lied to you. Okay, they did. They lied on the disclosure sheet. They absolutely lied and covered up a material fact. Not everyone else is lying, and I think you're just a little, what do you call it, a little raw from all of this happening to you. But now what you need to do is you need to look forward and solve the problem and not worry about everyone lying to you or being, you know, against you. Let's take it from that perspective, okay? And we will be glad to help you. BecomeTheBanker.org. I'm getting good feedback. Somebody saw my video at BecomeTheBanker.info, and they said, is this a retirement plan? Well, it's not a qualified retirement plan. What's the difference? It means this. With a qualified plan, you can put away money before you pay tax on it. With this, you put regular money in it. You just put your money in it like you would in a CD or in the stock market or any other investment. But it grows tax-free until you take it out, but you don't ever have to pay tax if you take it out the right way as a loan. So the way that Become the Banker designs this is for you not to ever take a disbursement except for loans. And you strategically take those loans in order to pay yourself back with interest to shelter more money that grows. And in the end, later in your life, when you're around my age, you start taking it out monthly to supplement your Social Security, and it helps you in retirement. And then the death benefit pays off the unpaid amount of the loan. It's wonderful. BecomeTheBanker.info, and you can sign up for a seminar at BecomeTheBanker.org.
This thing is just not uploading. Does it take a long time to upload to, on what? It takes a long time to upload such two articles, YouTube.
Adverse possession, now you have to pay fair market value for that property.
Is it in Colorado you're looking?
Yeah, but I can't.
Is that a new law?
Not yet. It's fairly new. I remember it.
Are you retired or planning?
Because remember those ones up in Boulder?
Yeah, they didn't pay shit. They didn't pay. The judge took it away from those people, man. That was
so right. There's a lot of
bullshit
going on there, but behind the scenes.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the adverse possession.
Right. No.
And the second class, 7 retirement threats and mistakes to avoid. In these classes, all share important concepts.
Okay, be aware of requirements. Okay, here we go. This is going to be at least dated right. Let's see.
are limited. Enroll now, and I'll see you on Saturday, February 24th. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com. Or call 720.
To further complicate the past,
That's 720.
here's that boulder thing you guys are talking about.
Hey, are you tired of it? Kappas and Silver were really, that's one good thing they actually did.
That's the revolutionary smart window on it.
But they were lawyers, right? They were lawyers and they had it in with the judge.
Solar power, your Solux on
And all this is talking about whatever the hell you guys were talking about. I don't even remember what you were talking about.
Up in Boulder and stuff, they had property and they used it, they said
The neighbor used the trail to get to the other trails, used the path to get to the running trails and stuff, and used it over the years, and so went and literally took it away from these people.
And they took the whole property, didn't they?
No, they took a big part of it.
They took enough so they couldn't build on it. That's what it was.
It rendered it useless.
Yes. That's what it was. Because it was too small to build on.
Unbelievable what they did. And they're like the big bad guys, just what you want to see. A rich judge and his snobby wife, and oh my God. They were just made for TV villains, you know.
Break the stranglehold of addiction. You and your family can't lose another precious day to this horrible disease. If you or someone you know is abusing alcohol, prescription drugs, hard illegal drugs, or has some mental health issues, anxiety, depression, or trauma related to substance abuse, please know you're not alone. There's help. Call the Raleigh House today.
Here's basically where the law change came in. It was late 15, but basically it allows a judge to force adverse possessors to pay for the land awarded and to compensate the original owners for back property taxes and interest.
That's good.
About different treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more denials. Get the help you need. Some health insurance covers the cost. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. The Raleigh House, 720-893-5559.
You would think that's only fair, actually.
What's that? But you have to pay for it? I agree.
Yeah, you got to pay for it.
You would think, right.
But they also get the credit back on all the taxes they were paying, so there'll be a little bit of an offset. Although not much. The taxes on a sliver of land generally is going to be nothing, right? I would think.
Get to iHeartMedia.com and put AM/FM radio to work for your company. For a limited time, get half off a new furnace with the purchase.
You guys live outside of Colorado Springs, right,
We
Stephanie?
do, yeah.
Oh, are you in the country or?
Yeah, we are. We're in Woodland Park.
Oh,
We're actually north of Woodland Park.
Okay. Woodland Park, is that the one that had the fire? Was there?
There have been a couple fires out that way. There was one going up the canyon years ago, the Waldo Canyon fire.
Okay.
Then there was another fire out there, the Heyman fire, that kind of came close, but not. It kind of went into the West Creek area.
Okay.
So we're right in between Woodland Park and West Creek.
Okay. Is Colorado Springs a nice town to live in?
I like where I live. I think the Springs in general is I like the Springs. I get around.
I love the airport.
I like the airport. I get around a lot easier there than I do in Denver. Truthfully. There's some really nice areas of the Springs, and then there's some older areas, same as Denver. You know, it really ultimately depends what you're looking for. Are you thinking about moving down there?
No, just because I play some mountains here and here and stuff, and I like where I live. It's just the traffic is so freaking bad.
That was a big reason Michael and I.
But I live in the South. Oh,
Yeah.
is it Tom? Oh, Tom, they're good. Clint, jump in. No, I'm kidding you.
Knows he's not in here. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome.
Ideal Home Loans with us. For your next ideal home loan, I talk about, and here's the deal: how long does it take to get an appraisal? The reason I'm asking appraisal is because an email just said, with the way it is right now with the sales, do you get backed up on appraisals?
No, we're getting appraisals back fairly quickly, 5 business days typically.
Okay.
So last year, during the height of everything, we were seeing 3 weeks plus at times.
3 weeks. Okay. Someone also wanted to know, is it negotiable?
The appraisal fee?
No. The appraisal. Can you goose them if you need more value?
No, they have eliminated that. Now, here's what we can see. If a borrower would like to dispute the value of their appraisal, they can provide additional comps that we can forward onto the appraisal management company, and they will review them and take them into consideration. But there is no way to, they have cut off all communication really between, we have an appraisal desk within our organization. They're the only people that talk to the appraisers. Our loan officers are not allowed to, and our clients are not typically allowed to as well.
All right, so if you need more information when he's not here, it's idealhomeloans.com or 303-867-7000. Janet, this is a really serious problem, and I think that you have a case. The problem is damages. That's what it all boils down to. No matter what, everything boils down to damages. You would not be entitled. This attorney was stupid. I don't think he lied to you. Why would you ever be entitled to profit someone made on a deal is beyond me. You're entitled to damages. And the damages, I don't know how you're figuring them. So that's really the part I think I can help you with. First and foremost, you got her dead, man. I can't believe this woman would be so stupid as to not disclose this. I can't believe it.
Did the buyer have proof she knew?
The disclosure, that she knew. Okay. Now, that's a good question, actually, Mark. Janet, she said there were no disputes over borders or property lines or anything on the disclosure. How do you know that she knew? I guess I should have asked that. How do you know she knew?
She knew. The neighbor had presented it to her. All the neighbors along the street had a sit-down meeting and talked about the property lines.
Why did all of the neighbors talk about the property lines?
The bordering properties around our house.
So it wasn't just one line in question. There were a number of them in question.
Yes.
From old surveys. Okay, so Frank Duran, what is your... Frank Duran, by the way, is on the phone, and he's helping us out. Stephanie Thomas is here in the studio. Today we're talking real estate and money as well as everything else. So, Frank, what are your thoughts?
Hey, Tom, I think the second they saw that was the foothills, they're buying in Morrison, there's no question they should have had a survey done, especially a property in the foothills like that. Now, my thinking is a lot of brokers will have these disclosures or addendums that say they strongly advise you to have a survey done, but my opinion is absolutely do a survey when you're in the foothills.
Really? So that's a problem area?
Oh, it could be. I mean, it could be a heck of a problem. I had one a few years ago where apparently the seller did not disclose about a boundary line, and the buyer chose not to have a survey done. They should have. They chose not to, and it turned out there was like a 10-foot difference. And they were trying to build a deck, and it became a little bit of a problem.
A 20-foot difference in her case is not difficult to calculate. What makes it difficult is when it comes to access. So, right now, Janet, what was the fix, basically? What was the fix? They put up a fence, they blocked you out, but how are you still using the driveway on their property?
I don't know. They let us...
Is the entire driveway on their property? The entire driveway?
No, not the entire.
Which part?
So our driveway, our property comes to the corner.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe it.
It's okay. If you could just describe it this way. When you're driving on your driveway, when are you on their property? It's that easy. You enter the driveway from their property or yours?
Theirs.
Okay, and when you drive in and park, do you ever hit your property?
Yeah, so there's about 3 feet that's their property.
Will they make a lot line adjustment for a minimal cost for you? Will they do that in writing?
That's a great question. We're not on speaking terms, but I think
But why? You didn't do this. Why would you not be on speak? This is terrible that you move into a neighborhood and you're not on speaking terms.
Absolutely.
But I mean, did you? So how did it get that way?
The first few weeks they were at our door every single day, just badgering us about these property lines,
okay.
And we were baffled, and that's how
this is terrible for you. This is terrible for you to inherit. Now, Janet,
is it a dirt road or is it what kind of driveway is it?
It's a dirt road.
Okay.
So wait, the roads are dirt and the driveway is dirt?
Yes.
Okay. So Janet, when you said the damages are about $12,000, how did you figure that?
So there was a pond that was on this disputed property. The seller built a pond, and once we moved in, the neighbors claimed that property as theirs, and they drained the pond. In draining that pond, our yard is eroding.
I guess I'm not going to get an answer to that. How did you figure $12,000 in damages? I'll ask it again.
Okay, I'm sorry. To repair the damages that the removal of the pond caused from draining it.
All right, but what about the driveway? To move the driveway over, it's going to be more than 12 grand. Again, I don't even understand where she came up with 12 grand. Janet, you have a problem. You need to move your driveway. Is there room to move your driveway?
Unfortunately, we can't move our driveway because the whole side of our property is theirs. We don't have access to the road.
Then if you don't have access, you need to get an easement, and you're going to need to do it friendly. If you want us to start conversations, we'll try. If not, you have to do it. You don't even know what your damages are right now because you have to figure out how much they're going to want for access. And you're going to have to possibly go to court. You have a major problem that you have to deal with, and you should start by talking to them or writing them a letter saying, I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot, but basically we need to fix this. We don't have access. Is there room on the other side of your property to put a driveway?
No.
Okay.
It's
all right.
all theirs. No,
okay.
That's my problem.
All right.
You know, everything says hire a lawyer, hire a lawyer.
Well, okay,
so
but
we consulted this lawyer, and he told us that we would get the money that she had made.
Okay, Janet, it doesn't matter. God almighty, just concentrate on damages. It doesn't matter how much she made. You have to calculate damages, and then you have to hire an attorney to go after the damages, and then you have to pay that attorney. This is wrong, and then you're going to have to go after the previous seller for attorney's fees. You have a long road ahead of you. If you'd like, we will call the seller to tell her how much trouble she's in. But right now, I have to take this break. Personal injury is a special area of law. Just we're talking about real estate, right? Well, there are other areas of law like personal injury that require experts. John Fuller is not a guy that's going to get on TV and call himself some silly-ass nicknames and brag about how much money he gets for you. He's going to get down and dirty and work for you. He's passionate, he's knowledgeable, he's experienced. Leave the nicknames to all the big jerks and go to someone who truly knows the law, who won't lie to you, who won't exaggerate, and who will fight for you. And in most cases, he can get cases done without going to court. John Fuller, Fuller Law, personalinjuryco.com is the website. personalinjuryco.com, 303-597-4500.
A big problem into a bigger problem.
So the reason the woman can't find anyone is because she's not concentrating. People don't concentrate
This is
on
one of
issues.
our skiers. And now we're all off on something about a pond.
Right.
It's one of the health cares about a pond.
Oh my God, be a joke.
Let's go to solutions.
It's a joke.
It's not a joke.
What's a joke?
These skiers and stuff like that.
It is definitely not a joke.
I will bet you it's a joke.
No way, Jose.
My title rep has never heard of that company, Mark.
I haven't heard of them either.
I won't release anything until my bank tells me it's there.
Yeah. Just confirm the wire's there, and then you say, all right, I'll release them.
It's a travel closer, traveling title company.
Excel Roofing is a
We're not releasing it until you your 5 free joints in your
Hey,
life.
he said we can open our own.
Anything happens these next few months, remember.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to open one, honestly. It's pretty easy.
Go.
Huh?
Title company. Okay. Title company. You want to start growing? You should grow out there.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Excel will never trick you.
Good job for the kids.
Go harvest the plants, children.
Roll those joints, boys.
For the marijuana
marijuana stores allowed to pay their employees with checks yet? Still have to be cash?
Everything's still just, cash.
Or they could hire what they call that,
what if you owned a title company and dealt just cash for?
There's some ways around it.
They could pay it in hooch too.
Yeah, well.
Here's 3 bags of hooch for today.
I think there's a lot of industries out there that could.
Supposedly there's a credit union that got started in Colorado that will bank them, but
that was a good question. I gotta look it up.
Because it's not federal.
Right.
So the checks that.
Yeah, but if it's not FDIC and it's not all this other stuff, my God, what's the purpose?
You know, a lot of the money that was made in the gold rush wasn't made by the people who found gold. It was made by the people who served the miners.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of money to be made to people that serve the.
So, Rick, in Urban Dictionary, slang for moonshine or bootleg alcohol, popular term during Prohibition.
They regulate it is they tag a plant. They say a given plant will yield X amount of marijuana. So they say
massive tax.
I mean, look, all growers are not created equal. You know,
No, I've got one next to my dad owns a rental house.
You're right, people wouldn't.
The guy right next door has a big metal
used
building.
here that
Huge air conditioners year round. And he says his crop has to be 55 degrees all the time.
The Trump administration may make it easier to wipe out student debt and bankruptcy.
The fuzz?
So they're not.
Yeah, so there was somebody here that was very young and they said, fuzz? What's fuzz?
That would be the dumbest thing they ever do.
I'm not quite that yet.
Wipe out the student loan debt and bankruptcy.
I would literally tell my kids, take all the student loans out right now, go get your doctorate, do a BK the second you get the fuck out of there. You got a fresh start at 26 and don't owe a nickel.
Look at what you pile up in loans to become a doctor. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you can BK student debt, that's exactly how you do it.
That's what they would do too.
That's exactly what you would do. Why wouldn't you do it? You're playing the game of Monopoly. That's a new rule.
Absolutely. I think if they did that, they should default to the school. If a kid defaults, the school should have to pay.
Why?
Because the school gave
the school would say, I'm not going to fucking take you in.
Because the school has put out a bunch of shitty degrees.
Or a school will get so incredibly expensive, even more so than
you look at all the degrees that they got now.
Yeah, underwater basketball.
For every liberal science degree you gave out, you're going to have to pay back.
And the price of school has skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Because of this loan stuff.
Who was here that, I think it was Gigi Wink, took a bowling in college. Bowling?
No, it took a class, yeah.
Bowling?
Yeah, well, they have different physical education.
Oh my God, if I ever paid for a fucking credit for bowling for my kid, I'd fucking strangle everybody. Bowling.
I'll be a pilot for a major airline.
There's dollar bowling at fucking Hollywood Lanes every Monday.
It's when you major in bowling there gets a problem.
Dollar bowling. What are you majoring in? Pottery and bowling. I got a dual.
Mark thinks he's kidding, but my nephew did that to get an airline pilot job.
Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal used cars, trucks,
SUVs, and vans, and they have all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and ready for winter. Here's what I love about Rocky's. First, you have variety. Variety in product. You have variety in financing, 40 lenders to choose from. And I like that they give a Carfax with every car. They own each and every car. They don't have to mess with banks. You get titles immediately. Everything is done right at Rocky's. And all you have to do is go. And the prices are clearly marked. They are totally there for you. 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. So let's talk. We are talking real estate and loans. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, I see that you're leaving. What's going on, sir?
I am. I have got to get to a construction walk at my house.
It's nothing I said.
No, absolutely not.
No, really. On a last word, can you let me know what you think people need to do?
Well, I would definitely take advantage of where interest rates are at right now, and here's why. We are seeing a lot of economic traction. We are seeing more signs indicate to rates going up and climbing higher than we are to rates moving lower. But
you still have the interest rate guarantee.
Absolutely, that's the thing. So we've got you covered in a lot of different ways. But take advantage of rates now. You know, waiting is only going to cost you more money.
303-867-7000. Janet, I just want you to know, we want to help you, okay, Janet? I'm not trying to give you a hard time. Now, Janet, I just want to ask, did you buy this home on your own, or do you have a partner, a husband, a wife, anything, Janet?
My husband.
Okay. Now, you're doing the legwork, I take it. Did you guys try to get a real estate attorney?
Our attorney specializes in everything, I guess. It wasn't a realtor.
Good. That's what you do not want. You do not want them. You need
So if you get pulled over for a DUI, he'll be there for you?
So, Janet, what we need to do right now,
yes,
as I'm going to give you the process, you need to start seeking, before you even get an attorney, before you get one, because it's money you don't have to spend. First, you need to seek a solution. How much it will cost, you need to negotiate, and you need to figure out your damages.
Give Suzanne your address too, please.
And give us Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan with credit optimization in
Better rates. They also have the people. Okay, here's the deal. If you refinance or get Janet's information. I'm going to have Clint try to contact the neighbor for her.
I want to Google her address.
Okay, and get her all her. We need her name, address, and phone number. Thank you.
I want to do a Google Earth view on her property.
I'd like to talk to the neighbor because I think she's impossible to deal with. I'm sure the neighbors came over and knocked on the door and tried from the beginning to say, hey, you got a problem, let's work with it. She's been just a nightmare for them, too. So.
Well, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Well, yeah, she should be.
But for her to not have a survey at the time of purchase, that most likely,
It's her own fault.
But that most likely would be a title requirement.
I didn't have a survey.
You think it's a title policy?
It might be a title requirement.
I bet you guys didn't have a survey.
Yes, we did. They required it. Otherwise, we couldn't get owners extended coverage. To get owners extended coverage is encroachment on, liens, unrecorded things,
We had
stuff
to
like
have
that.
survey on
I think Walmart slowed down.
Most title
It was only a
companies.
proven
Over
survey.
at 9170 to 9190.
Yeah,
for
the implementation.
an hour. No,
But that would mark.
I'm terrified because it dropped today. It dropped another what? 2.5%.
So that's something.
That's exactly why we did it, because we had a possible driveway. The driveway went straight
You know
down
what?
the slope. And we need to come in from the side.
Email me her address.
I'll tell you a company that just had a beat the revenue. It would have beat the earnings, except that they took a hit on there because they
If they didn't require that,
Tax.
the
the loan
did it,
I think that
may
seller,
not have that coverage.
that seller was damn well aware that it's a big problem.
They're
Well,
gonna,
that should help in this one,
CLQ,
that it was
high
a known
crush
problem,
Yeah.
anyway,
I think
they're
material,
gonna,
especially
said they're
something
gonna increase the
very much
dividend
addressed on
10%
the
each quarter. The dividend is gonna be 7.7%
I don't know, I
of
think
this
there's so
price
many moving
by the end
parts
of the year.
though to
It's
what she's
making a
trying
ton
to
of
convey on
cash.
strong.
Oh, I know. She's
It's,
talking
what's it
Well,
called?
I was kind
But
of
it's
going
oil
around the
again.
route of,
No,
well,
it's
she's trying
sand
to
for the oil.
You
So
know, 'cause then
it's not,
But it's going to trade along with oil.
well, they're stupid for to say that.
It's down another
I know.
almost 3
I
today.
know, but
You know,
there's
Yeah,
absolutely
but she doesn't even know where she
cash coming right now.
No, I think trying to get the easement from the neighbors.
This
probably
is
the
just
right way to
telephone
go.
to the neighbor, you just say, how much do
If
you want
oil
for these,
bulb
what
will
needs to be done.
$50,
We
then
need to
this
get
will
them out
happen.
to help her out.
They
See if we
can't
get
even
something from them,
get all the
Yeah,
sand
I'm
to
just
market
thinking though, over and over, I'm surprised that they
People,
didn't.
Halliburton is gonna take a
Where
10%
we live
per
now,
share
which is
hit
near 20th and Sims,
because they can't get the
big
sand
open
to
lots.
location fast
But
enough.
where we live, every two houses is its own subdivision.
Wow.
Why? Because the way they broke it up, our house.
That is dumb, huh?
Well, not only that, but none of the subdivision maps
I don't know
matched
why
up.
any of this would matter.
They didn't link up to each other at the points.
When did they just go you
So
have
when
to
we
do
first
the
bought
woods?
it, the county had to come in and straighten all, there was only a few inches.
See, the problem is there's not a lot of good pictures
Well,
here
but
because
none
of
of
where
the
it's at.
5 pieces fit together.
Jesus, at the house.
Yeah.
And they had to come in and fix it, but they had allowed properties, it's called Applewood here, up there.
Applewood?
Yeah. Our house.
Plumbing, heating, and electric?
Yeah.
I know who they are, but I don't know how to live.
Where
You're
our
right
house
near
sits,
there?
What's that?
You're near their office?
Yeah. Oh, 25 cents.
Okay, here's a good one.
Where our house sits, there was an adobe that was built in the early 1850s.
So it just looks like there's a
that
V
adobe
into the
the
property.
wells there were for all the apple drivers, screwdrivers, what's called apple.
So now you
They
got
tore
one.
that adobe down, and now you want to move our house.
No, one of those is not on the property, right?
And then they subdivided just the house next door and our house. It's just, they just broke up all this.
Who knows? I don't even see the house. That's the weird part.
I never knew you could subdivide just two houses.
And get the best price for unlimited.
I've never heard of that.
Works for
But, I mean, I guess you can.
They did. It's all around us.
I knew a guy who took a chainsaw, cut a single wide in half, put a plywood on each side, and divided it.
So it's a half wide?
Cloudy and a low around 10.
It's a half wide.
Well, the double wide, you get two titles. What did you do about title?
Works for me.
Because you got an A and B.
I don't think he really thought it through. He was pretty drunk at it.
Gee, that doesn't happen.
It was in Oklahoma, so that might shed light on it.
Bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy and start
One
saving.
of our daughters, when she was in college, lived in a little bitty single wide right in Tornado Alley of Oklahoma. And my wife bought her a storm cellar. And it was a big piece of concrete pipe they just buried in the ground. They cinder block up each wall and put a door in. That's all there is to it. Anyway, they ended up putting a TV room in it.
Oh, wow.
A TV room?
A TV room in their storm cellar.
I showed a house here not long ago that had one of those, and it was honestly one of the creepiest things I think we've ever seen. It looked like they tried to go in and soundproof the door, not secure the door, but soundproof it. It looked a little disturbing on the inside. My clients, when we were down there, it kind of gave me that feeling like something creepy happened down here.
Yeah, we got one at our house.
No,
It's a big underground well house.
This was just a small little underground room, and it was a bank-owned property, so no information, you know, but that one was creepy.
High
Expensive mattress you're considering buying is a waste of money.
So what do these guys do?
Customized to you.
They sell sand.
Founder of HelixSleep.com, the only place to get a customized mattress starting at just
Look at their earnings.
Just go to HelixSleep.com, fill out
Well, their PE ratio is not great.
It's going to be. That's the trailing fee.
Financing as low as
What's that? You want
Oh,
to see
I mean,
$50 off your mattress order.
Oh, cool. Yeah, but they don't even show it.
What do you? That's HelixSleep.com.
It's like two.
Look at the stock of the Troubleshooter show.
And they're selling junk bonds, baby.
On 630 K-Now.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Today we're talking real estate and, of course, all of your consumer problems. We never have a one-topic show. And this hour brought to you by the Raleigh House. It's a serious topic, one that we've been involved with for many years. So this show is all about help. Help, help, help. So if you have a problem, someone lied to you, someone cheated you, give us a call. We have the full gang here today. Suzanne producing the show. We got Brutus on the controls. We got Master Mark Major on my side here with Deputy Dan, Deputy Clint, and Stephanie Thomas is from Stephanie Thomas.
Our IT guy's here, too.
I know. I was going to mention
Mikey.
Mikey. We have everyone here except, well, Ted's down in the office, right? And Daphne, well, Daphne's off, too. So, but we can help you with a problem. Now, the Raleigh House, of course, is something that we brought on as a sponsor because we loved this campaign. It's an informational campaign. The Raleigh House offers a phone number that you can call. Please give this number out. It's not a crisis line for like a helpline crisis. It's for information. Now, obviously, if you're an addict, you can call directly. But with an emergency, you go 911. This is for you to call and get information. Like, what is an addiction? How do I know I have one? How do I know my friend has one, my uncle, my aunt, my wife, my husband? What do I look for? How do I talk to them? What do I say? What can I do? Is there anything I can, am I the reason? Why are they an addict? Or what treatment is available? How much does it cost? How long does it take? Does insurance cover it? What does the Raleigh House offer? I love the Raleigh House, but you know what? It's not for everyone necessarily. There are other programs available. The Raleigh House will be open, honest, and frank with you. Most of all, confidential and no obligation. Here's the phone number for information. And know this, addiction will never get better without some kind of help. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Larry has a problem I can't believe. He said he got a bill 19 years old. Now, Larry, what are you talking about?
Okay. I was charged with trespass. This was in 1999, okay? And right now, I just got a bill from the people of the state of Colorado versus me. And
wait, what is this from? What does it stem from?
Okay. I had a breakdown in 1998, I think it was.
Like you're talking about a health problem?
Yes.
Okay.
My father killed himself.
Oh.
I had a breakdown.
Okay. And this was back 19 years ago?
Yes. And I went to my ex-wife's house.
Yes.
And I knew where the key was. I opened the door.
Yeah.
I went in.
Yeah.
And I took some of her meds because I tried to kill myself.
Okay. Then what happened?
Okay. So then I got caught by the cops. Whatever.
Right.
And then what happens is I got brought to court. And the status of the case
let's go right to the issue though. This was 19 years ago. Where did you incur the money? That's the issue. Where did you incur a bill?
Okay, here's the thing. I put in for my tax return this year, and what happened was I had $63.
No, I'm asking something else right now. Where did you incur a bill 19 years ago? Where are they saying you owe money?
From the court.
Okay, is it called a court cost?
Court cost, it says $30.
Okay,
but then
this was back, and when you had this court cost years ago, you never paid it?
They never gave me a bill. They never said nothing about it. Now it's 20 years later, I get this piece of paper, and they're telling me I owe them $197.05.
Because the $30 has gained interest, is that right?
Well, they took the $63 that I had coming from my state taxes, okay? And I get this letter in the mail saying that I owe this, and I called the number up, and I said, what is this from? And they said it was from the case 20 years ago.
Did you ask why it took so long? Did you ask why it took so long to catch up with you?
No, I didn't get a chance because I just called up and I asked about this.
All right. Hey, Larry.
Yes.
Here's the deal. There are statutes of limitations usually on almost everything, but I'm not sure if this was actually assessed by the court, if it's like a judgment, and if it is, it could be a 20-year judgment. I mean, it could be. So I don't know the nature of the bill because you don't actually have a bill, do you?
Yeah, right in front of me. It says financial summary.
Does it have a case number?
Yes.
Okay. Did you look up the case?
No, I don't know how to do that. I mean...
Because if it's a judgment, you have to pay it. No ifs, ands, or buts. No arguments about I didn't get a bill. No arguments at all. Judgments are due when they're assessed, and you just pay it. If it's not a judgment, you have a good argument on statute of limitations. But I'm not going to do that legwork for you. You can do it very easily. Just take that case number and look it up.
You don't think they'd have to renew that judgment because it's a municipality or a government?
It depends. There are 6-year judgments. There are 20-year judgments. My gut feeling is that it's probably a 20-year judgment, and that's why he's just hearing about it, because if they had a tickler somewhere that it was going to come up if they wanted to renew it. And they probably said, let's try to collect. That's my gut feeling. When was that $63 paid? How long ago?
They just took it recently.
Okay. So you got to find out if it's a judgment, but it's probably a judgment. And it's probably been assessed years ago, and judgments carry court-ordered interest.
I stayed 1 year clean. No problems at all.
So you're on like a probation? Dropped. It was a deferred judgment?
Yes.
Okay. So, Larry, a very important question. How are you doing now?
I'm doing good. I mean, I'm on Social Security, but I don't have the money to pay this, and that's the problem.
Okay. They might take payment arrangements, but you do have to address it. But first, see if it's a judgment. If it's not a judgment, call us back. Bob's got a question for Stephanie Thomas, our real estate broker. Go ahead, Bob.
Stephanie, I bought a 110-year-old bungalow near Uinta Hancock 4 years ago. I'm getting ready to take retirement at the end of this year, and I want to get some of my money out of the stock market and get in some real estate investment. And I was just wondering, how is the rental market in Colorado Springs as far as investment property, something I could live in and then rent out 2 or 3 other units?
I personally don't do rentals, but I have a grasp on it only because I do work with some investors, and I do have some investors that actually pick up rentals. They typically pick up single-family units, and they get tenants pretty immediately. I have seen in that area that you're mentioning where units have been subdivided and rented out as fourplexes and things like that, and values are kind of all over the map, but it definitely seems like a good market. So I would suggest that you talk to a property manager and actually get an approximate value on what you could rent those units out for, and that should give you a really good grasp on if this is going to be a good investment for you or not.
Okay, great. No, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, is also with us, so we can ask Frank questions. Donna has a question on wording in a real estate transaction. We'll bring up Frank Duran. And he also can tell us about, we asked him how many homes are there actually listed for under $200,000. Donna, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been looking online at real estate listings, and this is on Realtor.com. I don't know if that makes a difference, but if it says in the listing, you know, where it'll say whether it's under contract or pending or something, I've seen several times it's saying in due diligence, and I don't know what that means. And
now, what do you? In what context is it used in due diligence?
As far as availability and the listing itself, where it would say listing and it'll either say pending or under contract. Sometimes it says in due diligence.
That's a weird place to use it. Yeah, that's a weird. In due diligence simply means they've done their homework to the best of their ability, but I don't understand what that means when it comes to a listing. Frank, do you have any ideas, Frank?
It's just a disclosure, Tom, or I shouldn't even say a disclosure. They're just saying not to take everything that you see there. Do your own research if the HOA is right, or this is just to the best of our knowledge.
Right, like they did their homework, but
yeah.
But, you know, so that's all it means, Donna.
Okay, and what if it says contingent?
Okay, now, Frank, what does that mean?
Well, contingency is one of a couple things. It's either the buyer has a contingency, it's contingent upon them being able to close on a home they're selling, or for the seller side, it would mean that they have to find a replacement property.
Oh, so if they couldn't find something, they might need to stay there. Or
right, exactly.
If it's a listing, it's more likely the seller.
And by the way, I want to say something. Don't ever buy a home that you can't take possession of, ever. And don't ever sell a home where you can't give possession. It's just my personal bugaboo. I've seen nothing but disasters happen as a result. So, no rent per day, nothing. I just say you want immediate possession. Donna, did you have any other questions on real estate?
No, that answered it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So, 303-713-TALK is our number. Angela's been waiting a long time. Angela, I'm going to take a break, but I'll come back and answer you. What did you need?
Hi, my question has to do with a neighborhood that's being overrun by rentals that a property management company leases out to be marijuana grows, but they're not following the rules, and we worry about property values.
You know what? They find a niche like that, and they go nuts with it, so hold on, and we'll come back to it. My personal opinion now, marijuana has done amazing things for commercial real estate values and warehouses and all of that. It's had a good positive effect on values. But with residential areas, I'm saying it can ruin values, totally ruin them. When a home is used for a grow, the entire neighborhood smells like an industrial pot area. So we'll talk about that coming up. Stem cell therapy is something that you really need to do your homework on. Clint, you went to a seminar recently on it, right? And didn't you find out at this seminar put on by Centeno Schultz, didn't they say anyone can open up a stem cell clinic?
They just haven't defined really what stem cell therapy is out in the public. But Centeno Schultz,
didn't they say basically anyone can open it?
Really, if you have a RN to inject what amniotic fluid in, but they're not stem cells.
Right. So here's the deal. The point is, we got a problem because you're going to see stem cell advertised, and there really is no legal definition right now. But wouldn't you want, if a place calls itself stem cell therapy or something, wouldn't you want them to have living stem cells? Isn't that logical? Well, most of them do not. Centeno Schultz has been doing this from the beginning with living stem cells. The only way to get living stem cells is by harvesting them from you on site at the time of the visit, then re-injecting them. And the only way to properly re-inject is by MDs or, of course, registered nurses with imagery and supervised by a physician, not a chiropractor's office. I have nothing against chiropractors, but they're not physicians that do this. And if living stem cells are not an option, they can do PRP and other therapies for you at Centeno Schultz. They have 14,000 patients that they have treated for painful joints, knees, hips, backs, shoulders, hands. If you have any problems, before you consider surgery, get an evaluation. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201, 303-963-9201.
Switch to Sprint and
The problem is the oil, but if it's not, you have a stem cell, you don't get them all.
On the marijuana growing in the rental, and then how to convert rentals to B&B, do you want me to get our property management guy on for those calls? Could you use him for those?
We could if you want to.
Okay.
B&B or an Airbnb.
They're the first ones.
He said B&B.
I'd have to show you. It's down in Texas. The first one they're saying down
For more real-time traffic updates on your route,
they're my partnership.
the weather forecast.
So you're going to get a K1
Today with a high of 25.
So I always do that with pretty sure we Of course you got
property versus a hotel.
You would take over a whole house rather than a room of it. But what difference do you say it's B&B from Airbnb?
Well,
not really. I'd like to take, I would ask Schwab to have a class on how to read invoice and stuff. So they said they would increase their dividends 10%.
But I know.
So again, with a regular B&B, you get one room of the house. With an Airbnb, you get one house.
Transportation, they can't get all they're saying is one to the west. So it's going to rival the last quarter or be slightly below the last quarter. But the price of sand is going up.
You can't have them within certain distances of one another.
But they need
So
revenue.
you could have B&Bs right next to each other across the board.
I don't know. Don't know. I've had that one.
No Bitcoin.
Since I don't do property management, you know,
And like I say, you're right. It follows oil.
but I know just looking for investors.
But it's changing jobs. You can't take it
But that's actually it.
Because no one's going to quit fracking their wells.
The distance and the proximity to another one in certain areas.
A 10-year, $500,000.
It's like air, literally like AIR.
That's almost twice the coverage.
Yeah, it's kind of a new type of, in lieu of a hotel.
Shares probably too much.
Oh, did you?
I sold 1,000. Call 1-800-113-1570. That's 1-800.
You wouldn't even show you missed it?
Yeah. Because I had it set at walking. A lot of places are walking vacation and stuff.
That's what we were just talking about.
What?
Walking, they have some,
like Airbnbs.
Yeah, that's what my wife and I
For
have.
instance, Manitou Springs, they have regulations put in that you cannot be within certain foot distances of another Airbnb in certain areas. That's the experience that I've had with them, is just, helping some of my investor clients purchase them.
You know, I got to tell you, if you don't start out with a 5-star rating, which we did, it's really hard to ever get it back up. You got to learn to stay at others first. We did it right.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Angela has a question, and she says, first of all, they're not following the rules.
They're not following the rules when it comes to renting these properties. What do you mean, Angela?
Well, in our small subdivision, or part of a subdivision, we have 7 rentals by this company that continue to be turned over. We call code based on odor or based on things they do to the home, putting in AC units without permits, and code comes in and finds hundreds of plants. Where we live, you're allowed, well, now in the state, you're allowed 12 plants. In our area, in 32 square feet, and this company promotes the 1,000-square-foot basements. They know what's going on, and they don't do anything about it.
So, what kind of grows are they putting there? Are they grows?
Correct. They're doing everything. They're growing, they're processing, cultivating.
Is it personal or business? I mean, commercial or?
It's personal, and they're also trafficking across state lines.
Well, that part, how do you know?
Because the person who is renting behind us is currently on house arrest in Wisconsin for trafficking over 500 pounds.
But you don't know that it's the property management company involved in this, right?
Well, no, we not involved with the trafficking, but they are aware that people are not following the jurisdiction.
All right, well,
rules.
this is a good point. We have property management company, a property management company on our referral list. I want to make clear they have nothing to do with this particular problem. They're acting as our expert, although their name is High Point Property Management, just by coincidence. And that's Brad. So Brad, she brings up a point here, and this is something that a lot of people may not consider. Do property management companies have a responsibility if their tenants are breaking rules of any kind, whether they be laws, regulations, codes? Does the management company have any kind of fiduciary responsibility to the owner, or the owner may not care, or to the community?
Yeah, hi Tom, this is Brad, High Point Property Management. Yeah, they do have a duty to the owner, but they also have to follow the local ordinances, the HOA rules, and state law and federal law. And so what we do at High Point, because it's against the law federally, we don't allow any of it. It's in our lease.
And if you find out about it, you evict them.
Correct.
But it seems to me, Angela, that they're not evicting. They probably want these people, right?
It's probably not in their lease.
Actually, go to their website. I don't know if I can say the name of the company. They,
of course you can. Go.
HousingGuru.com. They claim that they are the only grow-friendly. So they
well, that's what it is. That's what it is.
And then, of course, the owners know that, and that's who they're looking for.
Housing Gurus?
Housing-guru.com.
Okay.
They also go by Connect Property.
And it says grow friendly when you Google them, Tom.
Yes.
Well, here's the deal. Brad, can she get them in trouble if they are overlooking tenants breaking the law? Now, I know that you say your company makes sure the tenants do everything right, but what if a company does not? Are they breaking any laws that you know of, or any kind of codes?
Yeah, I would start locally with the HOA. And if it's an HOA violation, which I'm guessing it would be, I don't know any HOAs that would just permit grow facilities as like a benefit. So I would complain to the HOA first, and then I would go to your local police department after that.
I would guess they're advertising towards owners that want to get a little more for their property,
and they are.
Could care less.
And they're you can tell they're advertising for people to grow. Those houses are just pieces of crap, and they're saying, 1,000-square-foot basement, and and you know what they want. And as far as misrepresenting the houses, that you have nothing to do with that.
And there probably isn't an active HOA.
Yeah, is there an HOA?
There is, and they basically say they can't really help us. It's too hard to change the bylaws to prevent rentals and anything that's going on in the inside
Well, of course
of a
they
house,
can't. Of course they can't
exactly.
stop rentals. The HOA
Mhm.
can't stop rentals for privately owned properties. Not unless they bought that way. You can't do it. They can't do it. You can't tell someone with private property that they can't rent it unless it's part of the establishment.
We've seen townhomes do that, but everybody's grandfather.
Yeah, yeah. Or they were started that way. I mean, there are plenty of condos that do not allow rentals, or they have restrictions. But you can't go to a whole neighborhood and just say we're going to outlaw rentals. That's not the
What
problem.
Right.
And by the way, because it's legal, you can't stop it. The only thing you can stop is if they're doing things illegally. But the management company certainly isn't responsible for them going over state lines. You have to confine your arguments to what is the management company overlooking in their home. That's the only thing you can figure out. What are they doing wrong?
Yeah,
They're not doing background checks.
Well, that's not against any law. They don't have to do a background check. That's not required. What are they doing wrong? Are they allowing things they shouldn't allow by law? See, Angela, yes, it's wrong not to do a background check as far as common sense. Yes, it's wrong to have a trafficker in there. But I'm talking about your ammunition for you. It's not going to work. So what else, Brad, would they be doing wrong? If they're allowing people to grow more plants than they should for not tracking properly, if they're allowing people to have commercial grows in an otherwise residential community, I mean, like you said, you start locally, you start with the zoning people, you start with the city, you start with then law enforcement. Have you tried one?
Yeah, I would try any code violation. I would constantly call the local police department, the code people, have them come out and inspect the property.
There's not, you nuisance the hell out of them at the zoning and coding. You know, what happens to these guys on clipboards, the people with clipboards that we disdain? What happens when we want them? You know, what about these nitpicking inspectors with clipboards? What city is this?
It's North Commerce City.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
What's the neighborhood name?
Outlook, 120th and Chambers.
Outlook.
Okay.
So, and is it hurting your information? Is it hurting your values, I mean?
We're about to find out. Our home is on the market currently, but the home behind us is about to go on the market.
Market it as a good grow home, a grow-friendly neighborhood. Use it to your advantage. Live in a grow.
We actually have a sign against grows in our front yard right now.
Yeah, you should take it down right now and say grow-friendly. I mean, if you're selling, what do you care if that whole neighborhood is going that way? Are you in the minority? You probably are.
It doesn't seem like it based on next door conversations and everyone who's wanted a sign against these grows.
I'm telling you that the expression "they're going to pot," they really are. They're going to pot. So, Brad, I appreciate the information you could give. You know, it's hard. High Point Property Management. 720-608-4700. I guess I should ask Brad. High Point Property Management, 720-608-4700. You're on a referral list. Who is your typical customer, Brad?
Our typical client is somebody that owns a single-family home, usually rents for about $2,000 a month.
And they don't want to mess with it.
No, we don't allow it. We don't take any grow facilities.
No, but I mean, they don't want to mess with the management. That's why you work.
The management, correct. Yeah, that's very common.
And basically, can I walk away from my rental once you are managing it? When do I need to get involved?
The only time you would need to get involved is if we have a real big expense over $500 where we need your approval.
Right. Okay. And then you have regular people that you shop for doing things for people. You know, that you have okay, good. So thank you very much. High Point Property Management on my referral list at referrallist.com. And we've been talking about a lot of home improvements lately, and I have to tell you that Genesis Total Exteriors is so busy. Why do I say that? Because I want you, if you're going to use them, just be expected to wait, but you wait for quality. They're not going to ask for big money up front. They're not going to run with your money, and they're going to do quality work, and it's worth the wait. You know, GenesisTotalExteriors.com is a good company, and I urge you to call them for all your interior and exterior renovations, all of them. From roofing, siding, windows, gutters, painting, decks, fences, basements, large and small additions, it's 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Okay, so we have a lot more to talk about, and the emails I'm getting, thank you very much for going to that website, becomethebanker.info, giving me feedback on the video. I think it's very self-explanatory, becomethebanker.info, a safe, conservative investment that really grows at 4 to 5%, and you have a cost of insurance in there that comes out of that, but that money is not taxable year after year after year. It grows and it compounds. And then when you're ready to use it, you can take it out as a loan for any purpose and then pay it back and keep doing that until you finally retire. Then you're not going to pay back the loans. You're going to take out the loan as a retirement, like once a month, once every 2 weeks, once a year, whatever you want. And then you don't pay it back. You use it tax-free. And then your life insurance pays it off upon your passing. It's becomethebanker.info to sign up for a seminar.
Business Network on Wall Street stocks are higher in afternoon trading, making up for some of the ground the market.
All right, I'm buying Walmart right now.
Homes falling in January by the most in over 3 years. The national
91 cent. Well, I got an order, and of course I hit fucking 1 cent off, and then it starts going up.
That's, I just did one of those.
The shortage of homes for sale is keeping first-time buyers out of the market.
I figured you would have been like the majority stockholder of Walmart by now.
No, I haven't been in their stock for a long time, actually.
They haven't really been hurt by the online market.
Oh, they got crushed this last one.
Did they?
Hi, honey. They're down 14% overnight. It's the only reason I'm buying it. For 2 nights.
I'm surprised because a lot of people that shop Walmart don't think ahead enough to.
No, it's because they're Amazon.
Yeah, they don't. Well,
they're not competing on their online with Amazon as good as they thought they
You
would.
wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just.
And they're the only guys that can be able. Them and the government are the only way two people are going to be able to stop. Amazon.
Interesting and
innovative
things are happening.
Well, and that could be huge. You know what kind of pullback they have if you start talking regulation?
Convince yourself otherwise. You had it right.
I'm going to cancel my order. It's just, well, I don't know.
Literally, the UPS truck comes to our house every day. We buy so much stuff from Amazon.
Yeah, we're the same way.
Yeah.
Hey, Clint.
Yes, sir.
How can you tell in 5 minutes if a guy's a pilot?
Shut down between I-25 and Tamarack due to a head-on collision that's being investigated. It's going to be that way for quite some time.
I'm right.
Cannot access
If I'm writing,
from north
No.
need it.
If you can tell, how do you tell if a man is a man or the pilot?
Afraid of heights. That's one.
They'll tell you.
Oh, they'll tell you. Probably.
Right? Hey, Joe?
Yeah, that's actually
Mark?
true. Yeah.
We had a guy at work who said, I swear.
How's the weather today? Oh, great for flying. Tell you I was piloting.
Are you kidding?
What did you do over the weekend? What, flying?
My wife's got the exception to that because nobody knows she has her license. But, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. It's a lifestyle.
Did you see that school shooting the other day? Flew over it.
I heard about it when I was flying.
Actually, on 9/11, I was flying. I got pulled out of the air. Got escorted by 2 Blackhawks. Got to go down. I scared the crap out of me. I thought I'd flown into some military airspace because it was going into Phoenix, and they escorted me down to Scottsdale. I was trying to get to Deer Valley. I didn't know what I'd done wrong, but I got a Blackhawk, and he decided to say, we're escorting you down.
Those days during that 9/11 thing, because they went 3 days without any airlines in the air, right?
Yeah, nothing.
And they said contrails and stuff, the lack of that really was.
Down by the coffee machine there's a microwave.
How things look.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
The clouds.
Do I have anything to do? They said it did.
It just
They could, because they do make quite a few.
Who do you got?
Just think of all the flights.
I'll be right back.
There's some military flights and stuff.
Well, I know the little airports, the first people they allowed back in the air was only flight school students from Middle East. They didn't want to show a
All right, 303-713.
A2. 1-2 here. Let's see, there is so many people. Let's go to Betty. She's got kudos for a referral list member. Betty, what's going on?
Hey, hi there. Like you said, my
Hola.
name is Betty. And I have to tell you something. A couple years ago, you guys recommended transmission, active transmission. They're over on Wadsworth in Arvada.
Jeff, yes.
Well, their address is really 5601
Yes.
Lamar Street. And I needed help a couple years ago. You guys recommended them, and I have been using them ever since.
You know, I used to buy, when I had my Goodyears years ago, one of my stores would buy transmissions from him all the time. He would do our rebuilding.
Oh, that was probably Vern. He's the owner.
Vern is the dad, Jeff is the son.
Oh, thank you. Yes, they are absolutely, positively fantastic. They always give me such a good
Well, we
deal.
appreciate that. We appreciate you using the referral list. Thank you, Betty. Alex, what is going on with you?
Oh, I have a question. First of all, the lady just called about North Commerce City.
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking for a place to buy. I'm from California.
Yeah.
So can you give her my number or not?
Oh, sure.
We can do that. Hold tight. Is that all you got? What'd you leave California
no, he wanted
for?
to know how to convert rentals to B&Bs.
Well, hold on. What'd you leave California for? You sick of the liberals? What happened?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Sick of getting taxed?
Did I get X?
No. You sick of all the taxes? You sick of all the...
Yeah, it's very expensive down there.
It's crazy. Gasoline's absurd down there.
Oh, my gosh.
It's
unbelievable.
outrageous.
It's going higher.
It's egregious. It's preposterous. Hold tight. Did he really have another question?
Yes, he wanted to know how to convert rentals to B&Bs.
Alex, you've got to make sure you move in where an HOA would allow that. A lot of places aren't going to allow you to do that.
Okay.
It's just going to do the research. I mean, to convert them, you mean just to make money off of them, right?
Well, I was thinking, but I don't know, is that legal or not?
Well, it's not a point of being legal. It depends on what you buy. There's certain... a neighborhood like Clark Farms in Parker is not going to allow you to rent out rooms by the night. They're simply not going to allow it. Stephanie, do you know of any HOAs that would allow you to not rent your house out, like in a long term, but short-term weekend rentals?
No, I don't. In certain towns, I know of certain towns down in my area, in the Colorado Springs area, that won't allow them within certain vicinities of each other.
Yeah, you just got to make sure wherever you are that it's allowed. I mean, that's it. There's no. It's not that it's illegal. Go ahead, Deputy.
How about if it's like a house?
Alex, are you talking about a B&B or Airbnb?
What's the difference?
Well, Airbnb is the individual vacation rentals. That's a lot easier than a bed and breakfast.
Okay. You don't have to have the breakfast?
It still is all going to come down. Listen, if your entire purpose is to buy a house somewhere and turn it into a bed and breakfast, you better make sure you're able to do it in that area. That's all there is to it. It's not a there's no law written in most municipalities that are going to say you can't do it, but there's HOAs that are going to say no, you can't open up a hotel here.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
All right, hold tight.
Okay, so can you give that lady my number?
Yes, Suzanne will give that to you right now. 303-713-8255.
So let's talk about this property line dispute, a new one. Another property line dispute? Are you kidding me? Annette, what's going on?
Yes, Tom. Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
What's happening?
Well, let me get right down to it. I'm being taken to small claims court because I put up a fence that divides two 3-acre properties.
Now, these 3-acre properties that you put the fence down the middle, your property?
Yes.
Okay. And why are you being taken to court?
Well, supposedly it wanders a little bit, according to...
Wanders where? You said you own both properties.
No, I don't own both properties. No.
Okay.
I have a neighbor on the other side. I'm sorry.
So you put the fence between your property and your neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you do that based on a survey?
No, I had a landscaper do it that said he lined up the posts, the fence posts, with the surveying pins.
And how old are the surveying pins?
2000. They were put in when the house was built.
Okay, another question, which is quite serious, and that is, first, why did you put up the fence?
Wandering, aggressive dogs, kids going back and forth across the property, and a lot of ATV riding.
Okay, okay, that's enough. That's fine. Now, small claims court is only for monetary damage. How much are they asking?
$598.
For what?
Say that is what it costs them.
To do
what?
what?
It costs them to hire a surveyor to tell them that it is on their property.
Okay, but they can't, small claims court can't make you take the fence down. Small claims court does not do injunctive action. Small claims court only does money.
Okay.
And on what basis do they feel that you should see? Here's the thing: don't get involved in the property line dispute in small claims court. Here's what you say, Your Honor. As you know, small claims court is for monetary damages only. They have not suffered or demonstrated any monetary damages. The fact that they had a survey done upon their election has nothing to do with me. And if that survey shows that my fence is incorrect, that's for another court. Just take it right out of his hands. And if she wanted a survey done, she never asked me, because I could have maybe gotten it done cheaper. So I do not see why I need to pay for it. Now, do you understand what you just said? You were going to go in armed to the teeth and talk about property lines, and the judge is going to roll his eyes and get pissed at you and award her $500.
Not only that, I would think the judge might actually look at that and say, this isn't the venue for this. I mean, that's possible.
I think that, well, maybe. But I think, Mark, judges in small claims court award based on who they like and who they don't like, unless it's a flagrant violation. And Annette is going to go in talking about she didn't want the ATV, she didn't want this, she didn't want that. Annette, I hope you really heard me, because you are not, listen, you are not going to argue property lines.
Okay.
Do you know how to repeat what I said? I'm not going to make you do it, but you know what you're going to say? You're going to say this is not the small, as you know, Your Honor, small claims court is for financial, okay? For financial damages, monetary damages. Okay, so good luck to you. 303-713-TALK. So, Frank, how many homes are there under 200,000 listed in the Denver metro area?
Not many, Tom. Okay, so condominiums, I found 53.
Oh, my goodness. Only 53 in the entire metro area.
Only 53, and that's an average of 154,000. Now, single family was really, wow, I found 4, and really 2 of them were manufactured homes. One was really in rough shape. They called it a handyman special. Yeah. And there was one other one.
I call it a bulldozer special, yeah.
Oh, it might be. And then I found another one here. I really think they're trying to put it as residential, but it looks like it's a modular also.
Well, that's incredible. So yeah. People really can't. Can you imagine not being able to buy a house for $200,000?
Oh yeah, and I tell you, I think we're getting to a point where wages are not going to be able to keep up with home values. At some point, this will level off, Tom, and I think we'll gradually get back to a normal market. A normal market's usually an inventory of about 15,000 properties.
Wow,
that's nuts.
Wow.
And then all these people that, you know, frankly, overpaid.
Yep, they're
going to be hurt.
Yeah. Don wants to talk about a small claim dispute. Go ahead, Don. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
Hey, you've helped me in the past. I got a quick question. I had a job done, and it wasn't right. I tried to get him to resolve it. He didn't. I took him to small claims court. Got a what do you call it?
Judgment.
Judgment. There you go. Thank you.
For how much?
I got a judgment. It's only for $1,300.
Okay.
Okay. What happened is they sent out a deal where he's supposed to fill out a deal for where he works.
It's called an interrogatory. Listen, here's the bottom line. Interrogatories are court orders, and if they don't answer them or answer them and lie, you can get them for contempt of court and get them thrown into jail. We have a collection attorney that we know that uses jail as his collection method.
That's how we got
And he makes them bond out for the amount. The judge, he requests the judge make him bond out for the amount that's owed.
That's how we got Jay Lopez thrown in the pokey.
Well, what we're doing is that's the next thing. We got a court date for this because they are going to go to contempt of court. My concern is he didn't show up for the first one. He's probably not going to show up for this one. I talked to the Denver Sheriff Department.
They'll put out a warrant for his arrest.
Right, but nobody does anything unless he.
Well, they're not going to send a SWAT team out. No, they're going to wait till he's picked up, and if he's not dangerous, they're not going to do anything.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there? I mean, have you done?
You can hire a bounty hunter to go out and arrest someone with an arrest warrant.
See, I don't know if that's worth $1,300 a night. You know, that's what I'm concerned.
Probably not.
No, it's not. But you asked. You can't make the police go out and arrest someone for a nonviolent crime.
What are they supposed to put their donuts down?
No, seriously, Don. I know it's frustrating, but warrants for arrest they don't mean they're going to go out and apprehend. If they run across them in a traffic stop or something, or if they're particularly bored one day and they know somebody who knows somebody, they might go out and harass the guy. Who knows? But it usually doesn't work. 303-713-8255. Mark Trenner is the guy to call if you have an invention or you want a trademark or a copyright. Do not waste your time with these 1-800 numbers on the internet. They're lying, cheating, thieving fools. More people get ripped off thinking they're going to protect their inventions on the internet or these 1-800 numbers, these invention submission types of companies. Trenner Law, Mark Trenner. Inexpensive, value, personal attention. 720-221-3708. That's Trenner Law on my referral list at referralist.com.
Switch to Sprint and get the best price for.
Let me answer that email. Yeah, I'll copy you on that. You will never hear good news.
Yeah, I know. We've already talked about it.
Troubles in the tech center. Northbound 225 remains closed.
So I'll just stick around then until after you guys' meeting, then. Or do you want to pick me up at budget 1 or what's that doing? Well, how long's that meeting?
Where you going, bro?
No, we're going to Anders' house.
Oh, that's right.
Mark won't be there.
2:30, correct.
What is that?
Don't got to be there.
Let's just play it by ear. I mean, either way, we can knock both things out.
Yes, it is.
I need to give you
Let's ask to be sure. Okay.
Oh, it's a business. So they'll be open. It's an automotive shop.
The car shop.
I didn't want to forget also about the apartment complex. They took that woman's
His name is Rusty.
Or call him a prick.
Call him a prick. Oh, I don't know.
He is a
I don't know
prick.
where I'm at on that. You know where, because it's not your fault.
That's all right. I think he hung up on you. Anybody hangs up on me is a prick.
Got that guy yesterday. Really.
Man, Mark hates when people are not responsive.
That guy yesterday.
Whenever I walk into a building, everyone thinks I'm a cop anyway, so I usually get less crap.
Do you usually carry a donut?
That's right. One for each hand. Double donut.
Here's the concealed.
Yes.
You know, on The Simpsons, what's that cop's name?
Posse.
They literally make him look like a pig.
Yeah, right.
Officer.
You're right. I never thought of that.
It's not
You're right.
Quigley. That's the name that came to my head. But
You're exactly right.
They literally make him look like
he does.
Yeah.
God, I never thought of that. That's just never put 2 and 2 together.
It's hard. You got to think like a Simpson.
I think like a Simpson.
I had 1 year with Miles. I swear to God, I understood Homer. I literally wanted to strangle him like every day.
That's funny.
One of my other favorites is South Park.
God, I haven't watched that.
I don't like South Park.
I'm going to see their play, though. We're almost front row center.
The Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon.
Yeah, dude, I've heard that's
front
awesome.
row center.
What? Book of Mormon, South Park.
Yeah, that's who wrote South Park. Or that's who wrote.
Yeah, it's a like a play kind of thing basically, but it's
those 2 guys that write.
Yeah, Trey Parker and
what's
his name?
They probably made more on Book of Mormon than they did South Park in 20 years.
God, those guys are a trip.
They killed it. They killed it.
And their next one is Book of Islam. But they're afraid of getting the suicide bomber in there.
Keep their head.
That would be the end. That would be great. My name is Aklad.
Hey, I'm having sex with these underage women. I'm Muhammad.
Oh, man. Oh, brutal, bud. Brutal, man.
I think it's true, though.
They're not altar boys, though.
I'm Tom Martino. Golden Orchard has an opening. Now, here's the deal. So many nursing home facilities are crowded and they're not personalized. And this is assisted living. This is not a nursing home. They're built to be assisted living. That's what you need to know. Farrell and her husband, they built them to be this. Beautiful homes. And rarely do they have vacancies. But here's the good news. Like their rents from $4,000 to $5,000 in between, whatever you know, it depends on the facility. We'll cover everything: snacks, meals, outings, recreation, all of the furniture you need. Now you can bring your own furniture if you want. They even allow pets under certain circumstances. Husbands and wives go together, or you can get away from your husband if you want. Hey, whatever you need. Golden Orchard Assisted Living, and they also specialize. They have places for Alzheimer's, dementia, memory care as well. Really do your loved one a favor and check these out. They don't last long, these openings. Good facilities are hard to find.
I like the fact the ownership are actually seniors themselves.
Right, right. And they're committed to this. 303-795-0784. 795-0784 on my referral list, referralist.com. It's called Golden Orchard. GoldenOrchard.com. GoldenOrchard.com. Joel, what's your question? Hello, Joel. What's your question, Joel?
Yeah, I've got a question regarding the difference between life estate and just a regular will. I've got some property. I live in a rural area, and I'm, of course, planning my estate.
Well, a life estate is just another word for a trust. It's just... It means that a will does everything when you're dead. It's just everything happens upon death. With a living trust or a life estate, you are planning it and executing it as you are alive, and then it passes through to your beneficiaries or your trustees. So it's not magic. It's just something you do. Like you transfer your homes and your properties into a trust. A lot of people have weird feelings about transferring property into a trust.
I'm in the middle of it right now.
It's weird. Now, are you doing it through quitclaim deeds or warranty deeds?
I haven't even got to the house yet, so I can't answer that question.
Very simple. So you need to give it some thought. If you don't have something really complicated, there's no reason for trusts or what you call a life estate. So what reasons would you have for doing what you're going to do to begin with? Do you have a lot of money?
Well, no. Basically, it's just my home. It's paid off, and I do want to will it to my kids.
Now, this definition, this legal definition of a life estate, is now, as I said, this is another word for a lot of people use for trust, but there is a definition that has to do with an ownership, which I don't think is what you're thinking of. But it's a life estate, I'm reading now, is an interest in land that a person only has while he is alive. Well, that's what it is, and then it transfers to someone else upon
like a
death.
beneficiary.
No, it's a trust, it is a trust. See, a trust can be a life estate. It's an interest in something while you're alive only. When you die, it passes to someone else without the need for probate. That is what I would call a trust. But in any case, here's what you do. How much would your estate be worth total?
Well, it'd be between $100,000 and $150,000.
Okay, and do you have real estate?
It's all real estate, right?
It's all real estate, yes. That's basically...
Why not a beneficiary's deed?
That's right. You don't have a complicated estate. What Mark is talking about is a beneficiary's deed. It's simply a deed that says, it's my house, and it goes to Mark upon death. Or it goes to my daughter or my son.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's it. It's very easy to do, Joel. You know,
let me ask this question.
And for tax reasons, it's even better, too, because their basis will be when you die.
Right, So now let's say I write a will. Blah, blah. At my death, this property is going to go to my kids to be divided equally.
Then they need probate.
So now let's say that I take my property and just title it over to the kids.
Tax implications.
Right now? No, you never want to do that. Well, I shouldn't say never, but see, the whole idea of inheriting something is there are no taxes, and also you don't have you get the benefit of the original basis. If you give them to your kids now, and no, excuse me, you don't get the benefit of the original basis. You get the market value is what you want. Yes. It's too long to explain right now, but I'm going to tell you it's the worst thing you can do because you could strap them with big taxes. The best thing to do is a beneficiary.
And they could kick them out.
I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We are simply out of time. Don't forget referrallist.com. Referrallist.com. Get a licensed plumber.
Remember that time when I was 16, Dad? It's not funny now. Get the fuck out.
Dad, you're going to military school.
Yeah.
You're going to military school.
Who's going to military school now?
Go with the door, hit you in the ass.
I wonder if anybody's actually evicted their parents.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? No.